Bean just wants to play every second of every day, and
Right.
I don't know, they're weird. They're a fun little group for each other. So
They're like, are they like polar opposites essentially?
pretty much, pretty
Yeah. It's like
much, they're polar opposites at different times too.
the odd couple essentially,
Yeah,
or the odd brothers. They
the
technically
odd
are. They're brother.
something.
They're gonna be brother-in-laws technically.
I guess if you can give that slate to a dog, then sure.
Absolutely, you can. Come on.
Uh, yeah, I think this might actually happen where I can show my face this week.
All right then.
Maybe. Did I just? Oh, there you are. Okay. I thought I glitched out on you. Trying to wait for it to come up on my Facebook so I can make sure it's live. And nope, it's live. And I look good, and you look crappy. That's awesome.
I look
We're
crappy.
back.
What the fuck?
I
This
don't
is
know, man.
annoying. This is
Not allowed to
annoying.
swear, and you have $100 to the show if you swear.
Is this like
You were.
brand new? Like we're instituting this now?
Oh, I've been saying that for weeks. You never used to swear, and then you turned a corner, and now you're just a bad influence.
Bad influence. You're the
Hmm.
influence in my life that has turned me into the degenerate that
I don't
uses
swear
that has
anymore,
such a
though.
pun. Oh, bull crap.
I don't.
And that's not $100 either.
You've sworn 17 times since we met today. I've
You've
sworn
counted.
zero. Yeah,
Okay, that's
17 whole
impressive.
times.
Wow.
Now my head's itchy. Yeah. Well, I love this hat. It's from
Okay.
Big Friendly, which is great. The problem with
Nice.
this hat is the way my head is shaped. It is on the last plastic knot, and so I
Oh, okay.
need to do something. But it is a great quality hat. All right, let's crack some beers. We got actually for the first time some stuff to talk about. Three, two, one, action. I am drinking. This is a collab. This is from Southern Grist. It's called Return of the Mac, and it's with North Park. So I still have two of those from last week, but from North Park in San Diego. And it's Yakima Chief hops.
Yakima Chief hops? Like, is
Yakima
it like,
Chief.
okay, okay. Is it kind of bitter, or do you get like, or does it have more floral type with it, or what?
I'd say floral. It's definitely like a hazy
Nice, nice.
IPA, which is yeah, it's a good beer.
Uh,
West
I'm
Coast.
drinking, I'm drinking from Riverside Brewing Company, which is actually in the area that I'm in. I think like
Mm.
technically Conneaut Lake. I remember if that's what it is here. But I'm drinking the RBC Lager. That
Mm-hmm.
was provided to me by friends of mine that I am here. So shout out to Steph and Ryan. So thank you, appreciate it.
There you go.
Hmm.
Big day. Yeah, it looks like I'll be able to do all our bells and whistles. I doubt I'll be able to do the show from our kitchen counter always, but I'm in the house as opposed to last weekend. Can actually show my face. And so what we'll do too, we'll obviously talk about some stuff, but we can run our normal gambit of immaculate grid games and draftals and whatnot too, because we should be able to share some screens. So we'll see how that goes here.
Ooh, be fun.
It will be. It will be. Slow sports time. I got the summer league on between the Spurs and the Hornets. Baseball's for the All Star break, so there is
Hmm.
not much going on. I think the only bit of news is that TJ Watt extension today.
Yeah, I found out about it like an hour later than probably everyone else did because I had my phone
Oh yeah.
charging like after I got off work. So I just checked my phone and I saw the extension came through and I'm like, well, what do you know? I guess like every national outlet that was doing the TJ Watt is unhappy and TJ Watt trade packages and Steelers doing their due diligence, whereas every
Yeah.
local writer that basically came out and said, no, it'll get done. It's it's
Yep.
it's proven that like listen,
No,
like
he's very angry and he doesn't want to be there. He's not
I,
going to be a Steeler.
does this kind of like make you think that you have to take a step back and realize like national reporters are good at like being like on TV and providing like good scoops and stuff, but if you really want the main news of what's going on with like a player or a team or a club, isn't it probably better to go with like the actual like beat reporters or like the actual columnists like in the city that are there day in and day out and probably have a better understanding of what's going on?
Yeah, I think the funny thing about the way that all went about is that national media did what is probably the logical thing, right? The
Hmm.
logical thing would be why would he not want to be here? Well, we haven't solved the same issues, and it's the same conversation that we're always now a part of with Tomlin, with the quarterback change. They got rid of Minka, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
It it has to happen because if national media only went off things that they actually heard of and knew, they'd never have a story. That's why there was some dude on. I couldn't tell you the last time. Like I technically have ESPN on right now because it's the summer league. I could give two shits about ESPN anymore. I don't like a single news anchor. I don't mind Get Up, but I don't like it if Greeny's not there. Like if they have their cast,
It
like they
feels
have their
weird. It feels
dude,
very weird
it's
without
used
Greeny.
car
Yeah.
salesmen, and it's a bunch of guys, and it's not. Here's the take. It's not their fault that it's a bad show, the anchors.
Right.
Because they are fighting tooth and nail to try to get some version of a take that would get a clip that would keep them on that show forever. And it's pathetic and sad and makes me very upset.
Not even being on that show, but it's also like the people that I assume, like, because I mean, what the top like replacement is usually Dan Graziano or something.
Yeah, and I don't mind Graziano, but he's
Yeah.
even still a little bit different.
Yeah, but he's not, and he's not an anchor. He's a reporter and stuff. So I can understand. And I mean, anyone that is like going to be on Get Up and like trying to replace Greeny is going to be considered less than, unfortunately. So you kind of have to like
Greeny's
come in
the
with
peak
like
of
everything.
every sports journalist I think I've ever seen.
Oh, easily,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off
He's
consistently.
no. He's done everything. He's been a beat reporter. He's been a columnist. He's been an anchor.
Mike and Mike was that
like...
show for me. That was the show.
See, I never got into Mike and Mike as much.
Man,
I'll be fully honest with you. I didn't start to become a big fan of Greeny until around the time Get Up started because I thought the pairing of like him, Michelle Beadle, and Jalen Rose was unique. And I thought it was going to be like something that would work well. And I mean, it's
good on paper.
Michelle Beadle, like good on paper, poor in execution.
Good on paper.
But like it sucks that Michelle Beadle couldn't like stick around and stuff. But still, like I thought that was going to be fun. And then when Greeny like really took over and made Get Up like his own thing, it was like, wow, this dude is really good at being.
It's a morning show for sports.
Yeah. He's great at being a moderator and just kind of like letting everything go, but at least has like solid takes when he wants to get into it, even though the takes can be sometimes outlandish or something.
Yep. I just shared it to the video, to our feed, to my Facebook, and just said, come talk about the Watt extension. Tom Umbaugh, friend of the show. I love you, Tom. Watt getting traded would have been the most uncharacteristic thing I have ever seen the Steelers do. Let's go through let's toss out some scenarios of things that have happened recently that are uncharacteristic of the Steelers to do. We'll go back and forth because my number one, no questions asked, is trading up for Bush. Trading up for Devin Bush was not a move the Steelers would have ever traditionally made. Obviously, it turns out to be a bust situation, which stinks. But that was the one draft I didn't get to watch with you guys. That, to me, was one of the moments to make me go, oh, the Steelers might be different. We might be a little different than where we've been.
See, that's fascinating you bring it up because my also take is a trade, but it's the completely different one. It's the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade.
Fitzpatrick getting
him, yes, not the recent one, but giving up a first round draft pick, which in Pittsburgh is a big deal. It is sacrilegious to give up a first round draft pick, and we gave it up for Minkah Fitzpatrick, who at the time was in his second year, I believe, in the NFL when they got him.
And he was playing great.
They saw him as the heir apparent to Troy Polamalu, and they were willing to give up a first round pick. And then, by the way, for all intents and purposes, they did it in a essentially lost season where Ben did not play. Ben had that like bad elbow around that time, and I think they finished 8-8 that year. And they still felt the need to go get Minkah Fitzpatrick and give up a first round pick in that class. That is an un-Steeler-esque decision on their part, which is
Bueno says Watt stinks and Devin Bush is goated, and those two comments together let you know what the Cleveland Browns fandom really is about since the beginning of time, so we won't address too much time there.
It's very funny how they can forgive Myles Garrett after saying that he wants to win a championship and before go to Canton and stuff, and he turns out he just decides to stay. So gotta love
Another super unrealistic Pittsburgh Steelers thing. If we can just keep kicking the tire down that for a little while, an unrealistic one for me. They did technically extend Juju Smith-Schuster at the end of his contract, which never gets done. It's Hines Ward, it's Antonio Brown, and I think it's Mike Wallace or somebody are the only guys that were extended from their first contract as a Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. Juju left, but he didn't get a deal, and he got a one-year deal. Yeah, we do not re-sign receivers. Juju being re-signed to me was a very big like, oh, we just like the guy and he can't find work, which I felt bad. He was a great receiver for us, but if we're talking scenarios that are very uncharacteristic of the Steelers, that was one of them.
Well, true, but like the Steelers are also like very well notorious for if they really like a guy, they will shell out the second contract like quickly. They did it for so many
Not for
players throughout history.
receivers though.
That's fair, but like
That's the
it's
big part.
interesting. It's interesting that the receivers are the ones that are like kind of the
Look,
caveat
they
for
find
that.
a new one every year.
Right. And then I'll piggyback off of that one. Another like wild take on that one was not AB's first contract, but the renegotiation one to get like the highest paid deal in NFL history as a receiver at the time. I think it was like I don't remember the amount, but I remember he did the holdout. He got like a 4-year contract, and I think in year 2 is the time we traded him to the Raiders, where he got another contract on top of that. So,
Yeah. Hello, Nico says I'm at work. Volume's off, but I'm here. Hello.
hi
What's up,
Nico.
buddy? Sid says terrible wide receiver, great content creator. Corvette. Yeah, with you there. And so I think to Tom's point, it would have been extremely, and I'm glad Sid's here. Sid brings up a good point that I'll bring up after this statement that we can dive into next. It is uncharacteristic for us to give up TJ Watt. It's uncharacteristic for us to have a guy like TJ Watt in the era of money. Like we don't normally, like Troy and all those guys, they just got paid what they were supposed to get paid. It
Yeah.
wasn't this race to the top.
Well, what else is uncharacteristic as well? This is the third contract. We
Yep.
don't we don't rarely give out third contracts. Like
Yep.
before Cam, I don't think it was that many. I think it was
No.
Ben, Troy, and I think Hines got one too, but like, or I think Bettis actually got like that 1 year on the last one, but like, we very rarely give out the third contract to guys. Like it's one of those, and if we do give out the third contract, it's never for like big money.
No.
Never. Because we are notorious. Like the Steelers have always been notorious for being like they do not want to pay guys on the downside of their career. But in hindsight being 2020, like especially with how football players are adjusting and taking care of their bodies nowadays, even if you're on the wrong side of 30, you're still going to be pretty damn productive. Like Cam Hayward had an all-pro year last year when he should have not in all intents and purposes. So it's kind of interesting that there's like this new I don't know if this is an Omar Khan change necessarily, but it is kind of like this new
It's the
appreciation of like, hey,
times, brother.
it's the times. Like if players are taking care of themselves in the right way possible and still being productive, they have nothing wrong with just giving out the money. And part of it, I think, is because of the cap is just continuously going up that you can now afford to be able to manage guys like that.
I hate bald people. Anyways, that's not a shot at you. You don't got to touch your hair. You're not bald, Greg. This guy that
I will be. I will be soon.
Yeah,
I will be
Baldwin
soon.
McBaldface is messaging me. Anyways, Sid's hate for the contract is rooted in the fact that TJ Watt is still under contract for another year. I think it's an interesting thought. It's an interesting take. And, I'm not going to out him as the old guy in the group chat, but that's an old head thing of like, you sign the contract, you will fulfill this contract. The last year of a contract, if you don't get the deal done before the season starts, it's damning in today's world.
Yeah.
I mean, Hendrickson is like the obvious one there. Parsons is one, those guys. But like almost every player who's going to get a deal done gets it done before they go into that final year. Because if you go into the final year, sure, you're making your money. If you get hurt, where's the next money come from? So I hate it from the sense that like he's not incorrect. Like if you have a contract, you have a contract. But it's also it's just the way of the road nowadays, which sucks.
Well, it's also a balancing act too, because think about it. Like you're going to have guys that if you decide that you're not going to re-sign, then it could be like, okay, I get injured, I'm screwed because I'm going to potentially lose out on money. But if I have a great year, I put myself on the open market, like I can name my price, or even, and especially just because teams are willing to throw out the cash. So like most teams function that way. Like if they want to re-sign someone, they very rarely let someone get into the last year of their contract without anything past that. It is very, very damning on a front office to not be able to do something like that in any sport, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah, which for better for worse, just kind of what it is. So, no way in the world. I mean, trust me, Meech sent me about 600 the Eagles scenarios trading for Watt, and I was like, there's not a trade on planet Earth the Eagles could have come up with unless it's a literal team swap. that would have
Right.
made me want Watt. And the only reason I'd want a team swap is because they as much as I question who they are right now with a lot of movement, still got that Super Bowl. So it's tough
They
to hate
do.
on them.
They're a damn good team. I would have been interested if they did like what could have been something intriguing. Like
Yeah.
let's say they gave one of Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. I don't care which one, just one.
I think they would probably
Maybe
give up Cooper over. I think
interesting.
Quinion Mitchell's a starting corner. I think
Right.
DeJean played very well in the safety and very well across the board there. But to me, Quinion Mitchell is like, he's the guy.
Right. What if they did something like DeJean, maybe like one of their pass rushers, not Jalen Carter, obviously, because like he's gonna get that back,
Yeah.
but like another guy on the line or something, and maybe a couple draft picks.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't despise it, but I don't
It's
want it.
unrealistic though. No, that's
Like,
fair.
yeah. And you're trading things that may not work in our system for something that does work in our system. And so obviously it's a big kind of point there to even go through the fact of like what is going to work for the Steelers and what is going to work for us because we're weird ones, man.
We are weird. And in fairness too, yeah, the Eagles run a 4-3, so that doesn't necessarily fit. And I think I'm pretty sure the Eagles like very much are a big zone heavy team in the secondary, so that might not match up to our man coverage that they prefer, especially Tomlin. So might not match up right, but you never know. I'm just throwing some stuff out there to see like what would entice you to give up TJ Watt to the Eagles, but that's just me.
Almost nothing. I mean, you can even look at like, all right, let's go the AJ Brown route. No, let's even go their offensive line. Like they have one of the best O lines in the country,
Ooh,
but
they
they're
do.
old. I'm
They
not
are.
taking Lane for TJ.
No, that's
So
true.
then you go
Lane might be
to
in his last year actually, now that I think about it.
100%. Why would they give us an
Mhm.
edge rusher for him? So I don't really know if there's a swap there. Yeah, it probably would be corner and safety, which I feel like we did a good job filling up. I did see in the chat that we have, it was people kind of talking about who's our cornerback one. And I think you had asked the
Yeah,
question, and I'm very
I missed that
surprised you
because I
even
was
asked it.
driving. I missed it because I was driving up. So like I kind of saw it and I'm like, am I wrong? Like it's JPJ, isn't it? Like
It
it's
is
gotta be.
JPJ for a number of reasons. The biggest being he is now. He's alive and able to play in the century.
He's
Nico says, I'm
breathing.
being told that I like Ramsey because he's a problem child. Everyone keeps talking about Ramsey and Metcalf as crash out, and I'm like, I don't like it. Well, mostly I guess it's just Bueno and Cleveland people, so I don't take too much heart into
Yeah.
it. But for me, our cornerback room is as good as it's been in a long time because we now have three corners who are good at man and
hmm
we run a shit ton of weird, bad zones. And honestly, dude, the more I watched tape, and Sid brought this up, the more that I really watched tape from last year, Minka played like shit. Sorry, Minka played like
I
garbage the
I
whole
was waiting. I was
whole
waiting for you to
year.
like I was waiting for you to like see if we could come to this realization yet because we
Sucks.
have been we have been
Minka
on the
truthers.
Mink we have been Minka truthers for as long as he's been a Steeler. Like I am full on to the belief that he was one of the best safeties in the NFL for the longest time. Just playmaker, just everything.
Oh, I was blinded. Yeah.
And I kept saying the reason that he was bad last year is because they needed to utilize him in a way that doesn't fit his like abilities to play because he had to come up into the box or sorry, he had to drop back more in coverage to make up for the fact that Dante Jackson couldn't cover someone in man, which screwed up our entire defense.
Hmm.
But now finding out all this other stuff about how the communication problems that apparently we were having trouble with for all year was his doing. That was jarring to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't
I
hear too much about that. I mean, he's the guy, so I don't get it,
yeah.
or I don't blame it. But there's a lot of times I'm watching these. I watch a lot of videos on why it was okay to get go of Minka. A lot of them were him out of coverage. A lot of them were him not making the tackle. A lot of them were him not being a safety. A lot of them were him marking the Mark Andrews, marking the wrong guy. Like stuff like that was just happening. And I think the other reason you're okay with giving up a guy like Minka is because Deshaun Elliott was one of the better signings we've had in the last 5, 10 years. Like he is
Yeah.
an absolute dog. I've loved every second of his tape.
Yeah, talk about a guy who deserved the extension. And by the way, a true box safety. A
Yep.
guy that has no issue tackling, which is something that they were struggling with for the longest time. And just to like also
100%.
bring this is probably the most complete defense we've had in a long time because what was the beforehand the biggest problem with our defense was inside linebacker that we kept just have this revolving door
Yep.
of guys trying to be in the middle. And now we got Queen and Peyton Wilson there with depth behind there, which is
Yeah.
crazy to think about. So, but back to your Minka point, I can't believe like after the trade happens and then you see kind of read about all this stuff about how like the communication problems were a lot of Minka's doing, and it's like this goes against everything that I was led to believe and was taught and what I read about how Minka was like the guy in that secondary and was in charge of getting everyone in place and having to do more than he had to and stuff like that. And it's crazy how perception changes really quickly when you find out about stuff you didn't know. I
Yeah.
guess. I don't even want to like apply that to just football, but it's just fascinating that like we now have to look back at it and be like, was Minka really that good or was
Oh
just
no, he was that good. He just had a very
yeah.
bad last year. Minka Fitzpatrick is still one of the better safeties the AFC North has ever seen. I would say Minka Fitzpatrick, when it's all said and done, in my opinion, is better than Jesse Bates. He's better
Yes.
than yeah, he's probably not better when it's all said and done than Kyle Hamilton, but he's still one of the better safeties that we've seen in recent memory and the NFL scene. Like, I'll stand on that. I think there's a lot of guys that are good at coverage. I'm interested to see what the Steelers do on defense because as it stands right now, let me pull up their depth chart real quick. But this was a take that I will not claim that I did not, like I made up on my own, but it's a take that I'm very high on and one that I've been saying for a year now is that Jalen Ramsey at safety sounds good. We're looking at it right now. They have him as the nickel, which I don't hate for the record. I think he's a great guy to slot in there somewhere. But my kind of concern with it is if you are looking at what Jalen Ramsey really does well, you want him on the field almost every snap, despite even being that old. So him and the nickels, interesting. We'll see what happens there. At safety, yeah, I mean, it's Deshaun Elliott, Miles Kilbrew, Juan Thornhill at free, Quindell Johnson, and then Sebastian Castro, who we like as an unrestricted free agent, which
We do.
I did see a comment on Steelers Depot that said, I watched Castro's tape, and I think he's perfect to fill the spot. And Steelers Depot was like, he is an undrafted free agent. Like, you can love his tape. I love Sebastian Castro. I am not even sure he makes the roster, let alone he's going to step in and be Minka Fitzpatrick. I was like, some people are dumber than me, which is crazy.
They're wishful thinking in that sense. They're biased Steelers fans
More than
to a
wishful.
degree. And hear me out. Like I think he's going to be a great special teams guy his first year. I could see him as a great gunner if we want to go that far, but playing as the starting free safety for us as an undrafted free agent, let's bite the bullet on this. I like Jalen Ramsey in the slot a lot, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing that you say like he's not going to be on the field as much with that. I disagree because most teams I think are going to run 3 receiver sets. Therefore,
fair.
he's going to have to be utilized more in that sense. And I think Jalen's also an interesting fact where like I think it's kind of the caveat of like most corners like they eventually become safeties because of the fact that like they're not as fast to be able to
Well,
stick
you
with
still have the
receivers and
ball
stuff.
hawk ability. You're just slower. Yeah.
Yeah, but also like Jalen's not over the hill in terms of his coverage skills or anything. Like he was still damn good for the Dolphins last year as like their predominant cover corner and stuff like that. So he still fits this scheme. I mean, I'm not going to go out and say that he's going to be an all-pro this year or anything like that. I don't know how the defense is going to look, but I'm at least still willing to buy the talent is still there. So I don't want to necessarily like have him learn a whole new position to be able to utilize him effectively. If he wants to move to safety in like a couple of years, sure, we can revisit that. But for now, he's a really good press cover corner guy that we should utilize him in the way that we want.
So people love to like text me that they're watching this show and text me comments as opposed to commenting on here. But Bueno said, I'm tuned in. He said, wow, I just got flamed. I didn't even roast Ians for Ramsey or DK signing. Well, you did. And so shut up, Bueno. No,
you didn't roast me. You roasted Deke, apparently.
I think, yeah. I mean, we have a ton of question marks going into the season. I would say the 3 largest question marks are going to be, can Aaron Rodgers actually be good at football?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is fine and dandy. Can Caleb Johnson be an RB1? Because I feel pretty confident that we don't believe Jaylen Warren is. Like, I feel pretty confident that we don't.
I'm very confident in that as well. Yeah, I love Jaylen Warren, but as a number 1, I'm not sold on it. I think We got plenty of questions. Who's the number 2 receiver on this team?
Oh, I
I
think that's
like
Calvin Austin.
I like Calvin Austin, but I don't know if he's gonna end up being it. How is our offensive line gonna look this year?
So that's the last question I have. Do we have a tackle that's worth a crap? Just a tackle. Because Broderick Jones has been a traffic cone, and Fautanu, we adore him. We love him. I have not seen him play a second of football. I think we come out of this year with one of, if not the best, young, promising, and influential right now O-lines. McCormick is an absolute stud. I love him at guard. And Zach Frazier was ranked the number 1 center to move forward by PFF over
That's
Creed Humphrey.
crazy.
I think Zach Frazier
crazy.
is a stud.
I can't wait to see this because essentially what has been kind of the thing with Pittsburgh Steelers, it's always having Mike Webster, Dermontti Dawson, Marquise Pouncey, and now we finally get Zach Frazier. It's no coincidence that the offense usually runs through a damn good center as like the focal point to be able to make something happen. So I'm excited to see his progress moving forward. And also, I think in terms of depth that they got, I think this is probably one of the better like collection of offensive linemen if you include the guys that are backing up here. Because Ryan McCollum's coming back. He was pretty good last year when Zach Frazier got hurt. So like it's not that big of a downslide on that. And I think they have good swing tackles.
We're not great across the board. I mean, Dylan Cook and Calvin Anderson, Doug Nestor, Garrett Warren, Spencer Anderson. I like Max Sharping. Ryan McCollum was good. Yeah, we don't have anybody in the wings that I'm like geeked about, is how I word it. Like, Cook's fine, Calvin Anderson are fine. If somebody on the main line goes down, I'm a little worried. But they're veterans. They've been here for 5 and 7 years, respectfully, and so I do think there's something to be said about our backup tackles there. And you know, it's a veteran locker room presence that's being led by the young guys, and I think that's a good place to be.
Is it weird also coming into this year and saying that we have the best tight end group that we've ever had? It's strange. It's strange to say that.
Yeah, they still list Pat Fryer as the 1, Johnny Smith as the 2. I don't think they still know Darnell Washington is one of our Steelers. Like, I don't think they're aware that we have Darnell Washington still, and then there's
the mountain
Connor.
Of a man that you can that you can absolutely use in run blocking, and is not bad in the field. He can make catches if you scheme him perfectly.
Yeah.
There's plenty of there's a reason that bootleg play action pass that Russell Wilson kept doing to Darnell Washington would work.
Yeah.
It was a thing. So I hope it's utilized more frequently, but it is weird to see like one of the better tight end groups in Pittsburgh of all places to make it happen. And I'm curious, like I've watched a couple Atlanta Falcon games where like Jonnu Smith they utilized him like in multiple different ways to scheme open and stuff like that, and I'm excited to see how they play that into this offense now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think we got a couple Sundays until the first preseason Lions game, and then from there it's we'll see what happens season. So
we'll see what happens season. I like
basically.
All we have to do is nothing bad happen in training camp, and then I'm good.
Tom writes in, Ramsey would be a good power slot kind of defender, nickel or safety, depending on the situation, I would guess. Agreed. I think he's going to be the guy that's allowed to float. JPJ and Slay are the 1 and 2 and call it a day there. And then Sid writes in, I like to think whoever's wide receiver 2 should be open a lot with Metcalf, but it should be the same with Pickens if that wasn't the case. Metcalf is like, guys, I gotta keep hammering this home. DK Metcalf is a much better wide receiver than George Pickens. George Pickens has big playability. George Pickens had great yak. I understand all of that. Metcalf for me he is probably, in my opinion, the best wide receiver we've had since Antonio Brown left. Yeah. Like, I don't think it's close. I don't necessarily think anything bad about George Pickens, and this isn't even because of the move. I think DK Metcalf is the better receiver day in and day out compared to the two of them. But to your point, Sid, what does that open? Pickens screaming down the sideline every game where we just throw a ball up and he catches it is sick. That's awesome. That's just not wide receiver 1 territory. Anybody in the league, from the JJ to A.J. Brown to Jamar Chase, like, I guess A.J. is a little like that, but they're some version of possession guys. DK Metcalf is going to be a numbers receiver for us, which then would open up the number 2 receiver, Calvin Austin, to streak. which is what you want. You need somebody. And
What
so,
he does very, very well.
well, and for
too.
years, dude, we've had, okay, our biggest receiver gets down the field, which opens up the middle of the field for the Ben Skoranek of the world, which is fine. That's a way to play football. Now that we have DK, now that we can run, a route, and I mean, Russ couldn't throw to the middle of the field to save his goddamn life. I think it does open up a lot for everyone else, and it opens up a lot, and so we'll see. And then Tom's point is screens to Jonnu instead of to Washington should allow actually more than 4 yards. Screens to Jonnu Smith will be the Chris Boswell of this season. We need yards, screen to Jonnu Smith. We need points, Chris Boswell's kicking it. We're going to screen people to death.
Hey, it's a game plan that if it puts points on the boards and adds up yak, then who's to say that it's the wrong thing to do? Who's to say?
But we will, and if it doesn't work, we'll be the ones.
I saw a thing, by the way, when you brought up Russ. I thought this was interesting. I was reading I think I was reading something on DK's side, and he said something about how there was apparently at a Hard Knock show when they were doing the AFC North that the Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator compared Russell Wilson's game, and they said all it is 3-point shooting and layups.
Yeah, I mean, the only difference is
game.
He needs to hit them. Yeah. Well, respectfully, the difference is in the NBA, the mid-range game is done because of analytics. In the NFL, the mid-range game is very important.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. There's no such thing as a mid-range. Carmelo Anthony would not be who he is if he played in the NBA today. That is a fact. The difference there is we still need to pass the ball into the middle of the freaking field.
Melo might have a better chance at a ring in today's NBA, actually.
Why?
I don't know. I just think his talent would have been utilized a bit. He's not a three-point shooter, but I think he maybe could have done something a little different compared to the teams that he was on.
He's a bucket, but he's a mid-range 2-point. He takes up your entire shot clock to shoot a mid-range jumper that may or may not go in, whereas it's not worth 3 points, and it's not a guaranteed dunk or a layup. That's kind of why he's the old model.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair. Okay, that's kind of like going back to the old version of like how 3-point shooting was it was all 3-point shooting or nothing essentially, and that's how you play the game and stuff, and you don't take advantage of the easy layups and easy shots, I guess. But who's to say?
Yeah. Fair. All right, let's run the grid. We'll start with the immaculate grid here.
Speaking of, before you get to the immaculate grid, since you brought up the grid, I have to show you something real quick.
Before you brought up the grid, because you mentioned the grid, I want to show you something.
So, I don't know if you ever played this like when you were at Point Park, or if you ever heard of it or anything like that. But have you ever heard of the Pokemon drinking game?
No. So, what I'm seeing is a very extremely pixelated picture of a board that looks like a Monopoly board that says Pokemon. So you will need to do a pretty good job describing what you're trying to show us.
Okay, so
it looks cool. It's colorful.
I played this game once in my life. It was actually at Josh Davis's place. This is like early 20s. I played it one time, and I got fucked up really bad on it. And
That's
I will put
$100
in that one. Yes, it is. But I forgot about this game. And this was like damn near a decade ago. I played this thing. I come up here, and last night I see this on the table, like just in the kitchen table. They didn't end up taking it with them where they were going this weekend, so they just left it here. And I'm reading through it, and I forgot how cool this game is essentially. So it's a 4-player game. Okay. You essentially pick your starters like Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Pikachu, and you roll a dice. And you go around the board, and when you land on a certain square, you have to do what's on the board. And there's specific rules about the game too, as well. Okay. So like for instance, rule number 1, roll a die to move forward. Rule number 2, you must stop at each gym. So on the board where there are these gold dots, they're all gyms. So like this is Brock with the pewter gym.
So you can't go past it, yeah.
You can't go past it. You have to do the gym every single time. Rule number 3, this board recognizes only 151 Pokemon. Suck it. Specifically says that, actually.
That's funny.
Rule number 4, you may only leave the table when it's not your turn. No fleeing from battle. Rule number 5, breaking any rule results in a drink. This includes rules created during play. So it's kind of like Kings, where you can like make your own rule if you land on a certain spot.
Oh, nice.
Rule number 6, collectively yelling, "Now is not the time to use that," is a perfectly acceptable response to someone answering their phone, texting, or whatever Professor O consents these things, you know.
That's very funny.
And rule number 9, get drunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it now online. You have to go around the board, I would assume. The black lines, you can't cross them.
Yeah, you can't cross them. So like it's kind of like you start up at the very top, and I think that's a newer version. I think about it because in the very top it starts with Pallet Town, and then you have to. Okay, so yeah, it's the same one except this starts at the bottom, and then it just kind of
Yeah.
like goes all the way around. Yeah.
So Beedrill, use Twin Needle. Pick 2 people to drink. Huh. So then roll even, give a drink, odd, take a drink. Guys, wow, okay. This is cool. I could see this being
Yeah.
very fun.
Oh yeah, you can get very messed up very quickly on this thing, but it's a ton of fun. And
Well,
basically
and here
like
you have to go boom, 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 boom to get to the end. You have to land on all these, so that's cool.
yeah, like in this version, so like the other thing too is like depending on which starter you pick. So like if you pick Bulbasaur and there's green spaces, if you are Bulbasaur and you land on a green space, you have to take a drink.
Oh, okay. So this one I'm looking at doesn't have green spaces, but I like that a lot.
And there's like so like this is like the multicolored one. So like there's green, red, blue, and yellow for Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and Pikachu. There's pink squares for pinks are universal type drinks. So when you land on a pink, everyone drinks no matter what. Gray squares are like the special rules one. So based on the what it is, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And then purple is you must stop at each purple square. Sorry. So like if you are walking around, no matter what you roll, if you stop at a purple, you have to stop there. You can't go for it. And like all the purples are the Elite Four, the Legendary Birds, and Gary.
Hey, Greg, what were you drinking when you played?
Uh Actually, I was drinking Duquesne Pilsner, I think. Which is yeah,
Not bad.
yeah. Not
Not
I
good.
haven't
Not
had
bad.
no, not good, not bad, but I drank a lot of them, so that's all I remember.
So roll a die. This is the legendary birds. 1 to 3. Why are you throwing great balls? Take a drink. 4 to 6. You got one. You may only move once you. Oh, so you have to catch all 3 birds. Wow. Roll a 4 to delete the elite 4. Any other number, drink. Finish a full drink to take down this bastard for the last time. You cannot move until your drink is finished. Okay, Gary's an easy one. Pokemon Master. Throw a Master Ball and take a victory drink. All other players toast to your glory. You are a Pokemon Master. Nice.
That's pretty cool, right?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's the
surprised you
update.
haven't mentioned this before.
Well, because I forgot about it completely. I played it one time, like almost a decade ago, and I just completely forgot it existed until yesterday when I just see it on my friend's coffee table, and I'm just like, oh my God. I sent
Yeah.
I sent the picture to Davis and I asked him if he still had his, and he unfortunately said no. So like I gotta figure out a way to print it out and get it again because it's a fun game.
Yeah.
So
Seems like a
that's my
blast.
addition to today's show.
I haven't had a Duquesne. Stop making them. So they still
I
make
think they
them?
do. I think they do.
I feel like that was a rare. Let's see, it's called a Duke now. Grab a Duke. Oh, they look a little tough. The
Yeah.
Duke Quaisne LT. Yeah, this is kind of an ugly rebrand.
Yeah, it is. I remember the
Sure,
can
grab
being
a
like,
Duke.
yeah, oh, yeah, that's an ugly rebrand. I remember it being
I'm just
like,
not a fan. Yeah, the one on the right looks like a Zima.
oh, the one on the left I can get with. That's awesome. But like but I remember it being like it was like a white can with like a I don't know if it was brown or gray on the middle or
Yeah.
something, and then a guy like in the rebrand design, like just holding up the glass or holding up a glass for a beer. So
I was hoping they had their old cans here. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that until you brought that up.
mm-hmm.
Well, now we know. All right, let's
we
run
know.
a grid.
Do it.
You want to go first or second?
I'll go second. Why not?
Okay. Uh, I'm wondering if I should get cheeky with it, but I don't feel like I should. Because I want to do a very special person here, but I can't fully honestly guarantee that they had 5,000 rushing yards, which is very funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't really want to blow it this early, so I'll miss that. Let's do. This shouldn't have me in a blender this early. I'll just go simple. You know what? No. Okay, I missed. I thought Ryan Tannehill had 5,000 rushing yards, and I picked him for the Titans one, so I missed. So you're up.
What?
How many rushing yards does he have?
God. There's no way he has 5,000 rushing yards. There's
Well, no, it
goddamn
missed.
way.
Okay, 2,100. That's not that bad. I just wanted to see.
Oh my God, that is way
Oh,
less.
God.
Man.
Tina just said he's excited for this grid.
That's incredible.
All right, you go.
Okay.
That was very fun.
Dolphins and 5,000 rushing yards. That's a weird one. I don't think this is gonna be right, but this is like
It was
I'm thinking like either Mercury Morris or Larry Zonka for the Dolphins 5,000 rushing yards, but that's like I'm way too afraid to actually pick one of them because there's no
Okay.
way they had that many.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe, but like that's wishful thinking there. 5,000 5,000 rushing yards for the Broncos. I'm gonna go Floyd Little.
%. There you go.
Boom!
I
Hall of Famer, baby.
don't even know who Floyd Little is. Oh, took me to his site. Floyd Douglas Little, the franchise. What a name. The franchise is a sick name.
Did you ever see Did you ever see The Express, like the movie about Ernie Davis?
No, haven't.
Okay, so this was like so like Ernie Davis was like the first black athlete to win the Heisman. He went to
Okay.
Syracuse. He got recruited there because of Jim Brown, who was also at Syracuse.
Huh.
And near the end of the movie, Ernie Davis is actually used to help recruit Floyd Little to Syracuse. And
Oh,
Floyd
that's
Little
cool.
in that movie is played by Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, no way.
Mm-hmm.
What a guy. I'll go and just close this one out of pure anger, Eddie George, because that should be the lowest of the three of them, which I think it was.
I was gonna say, like, how does Eddie George not get his actual picture? That's kind of bullshit.
No, I don't know. They took a stance.
Apparently. Okay. I'm looking at the team ones are like throwing me off so bad for some reason because they're so obscure.
I know. They're ugly teams. There's a guy I
Yeah.
have for Titans Bengals, which is fine. I'm trying to think through. I have some guys in mind. It's just tough team grouping.
Yeah, like the Cowboys is the one that I'm like. The Cowboys are the ones that I'm going back and forth on because like there should be plenty of guys that have probably played for both, but I'm like
Just always
that
play
have, like,
like
gone-
they always have their guys.
they do, yeah. God. Wait, so just out of curiosity, do they have to have played a snap?
Yeah, they have to have played a snap
Damn.
for the team.
I would have gone. I was gonna go Javonte Williams for Broncos and
Oh
Cowboys.
yeah.
But
Well, yeah, I think it's a snap. I mean, we can definitely try it, but I'm pretty sure it's a snap.
yeah, I
Players
think
must have played a
I'm not.
regular season or playoff game to qualify. Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
Not a bad idea though. Yeah, Javante, he's going to be interesting. I still don't believe everybody that's hype on him in fantasy. I didn't like him at Denver. Thought he was fine. Just never really did it for me, and so
I think it's because people are thinking that like someone's gonna have to do the rushing in Dallas, and they just assume that someone's gonna
hey, I
perform
thought it
better than
last
him.
year, man.
So yeah, you're not wrong. Fuck, Bengals. I'm like struggling on. I can't think of a lot of free agents for.
Them and the Cowboys, I feel like don't really let people walk, which is where my frustration's coming from.
I know. Titans, Bengals. Struggling on that one. Titans, Cowboys.
I got Cowboys, Titans right away, and Bengals, Broncos.
Well, good for you, Tom.
Titans, Cowboys, huh?
This is gonna be. Oh wait. Cowboys, Titans. I think Chidobe Awuzie.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 2%. I'll take that.
I was gonna do Chidobe Awuzie for the Bengals, Titans.
He was a Bengal, really?
I'm pretty sure he was a Bengal. I could be a liar there. Let's see.
I was gonna say because I know he got drafted by the Cowboys.
See. Yeah. So right here on his sheet, Dallas to Cincy to Tennessee.
Oh, that sucks.
Would have been one, but 2% for theirs. Crazy.
Yeah, really.
Honestly, too, I can't think of a single good Dolphins running back because even like Mostert doesn't have 5K, I don't think. So we'll just avoid that one.
Yeah.
Bengals players. God, why can't I think of a single? What was the other one Tom said he had? He said.
Oh, dude, stop!
He
You
had-
stop sharing the screen.
That's okay. I'll share it now. He said he had Cowboys, Titans, and Bengals, Broncos. Who'd you have for Bengals, Broncos? I just hate both those teams.
Yeah, I can't think of many like. I'm trying to think of like guys who like were drafted by either one and then left.
Because even like Case didn't play for Dallas. I don't think Case played for Dallas.
No, I don't think so.
C.J. Anderson. I'm trying to think of random guys. Demarius, no. Oh wait, Sanders was never a Cowboy.
No, he wasn't.
That's where my brain went to instantly. Coops never played for none of them nerds. Case, Carson. God, this sucks. Jay Cuddy.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, Tom, if you got it, kick it out. I was thinking
Yeah, 'cause
DeMarco Murray
we're
for
struggling.
Titans Cowboys. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So Murray there and Chibudia was there would have closed us a little more. That's Murray. I just kept thinking of freaking Jay Ajayi, but he just went to the Eagles, I'm pretty sure. Ryan Matthews, no. Now I'm just naming old heads that played. Tyrod Taylor didn't play for any of them. Andy Dalton never played for any of these guys, which is sad. He played for everyone, I felt like. No Tyler. Well, technically Tyler Boyd's a Titan now, but he didn't play a snap.
Yeah.
CJ Azum, none of those guys played for them. Oh, wait. There we go. It's 57, but it's a name.
Oh, damn! I forgot he was a Bronco.
You are up, sir.
I think T.J. Hushmanzada played for the Bengals and Titans.
No, yeah, that's a miss. I was gonna say, I remember him as a Raven. That's a tough one.
He went somewhere after the Bengals. I know that as a free agent. I just don't remember where.
Oh yeah, Samaje Perine for Dallas and for Broncos and Bengals. Yep. We'll just type that one in because we need help. And then it's
We
still
do.
my turn. I got to capitalize. Dolphins players, 5,000 rushing. I'm trying to think of guys that just like were on the Dolphins for a smidget of time that didn't get their time there. Not
I wonder
Lamar
if AP
Miller.
got like
He never was there, I
was
don't
gonna say-
think.
no, okay.
Like, I can't even think of Dolphins from like Dan Marino's era or anything like that.
I didn't even know they had a running game during Dan Marino's
Well,
era,
I'm just
fairness.
thinking like anybody that played that position that went through Miami.
Right.
Who else you got? Tom Samaje Perine for Bengals and Broncos. Chris says, "Great minds think alike." Yeah, Tina, that's a tough one. The Dolphins line is screwing me up because not Tannehill, not Matt Moore, not Waddle, not Landry, not Hill, not Tunzel because he went to the Texans. Not
Right.
Was Jalen Ramsey a Cowboy? No.
No. No.
That feels right, doesn't it? It feels like he should have been a Cowboy.
It does, but he was never. He was a Ram, he was a Dolphin, and he was a Jag.
I'm pretty sure Larry Songsa is the Dolphins' career rushing leader. Let's do it.
I did say that, but I wasn't confident that he would have had that many.
Yep. Let's see how many he
Okay.
had.
I'll take it.
Career rushing yards, he had 8,000. Good pull, Tina.
Okay.
Not Patrick Laird. What about wasn't Brian Hartline? No, that's the Bengals. Damn it. Not Danny Amendola was never. Was Danny Amendola a Cowboy?
No, he was definitely a Dolphin though.
Not Amendola. Not Jonnu Smith. Not. Let's see what other chat we got coming in here. I got a Dolphin one.
Wasn't
I'm pretty
Pat-
sure. Tom, you are
Wasn't-
full range to say it out loud. We are now into the
Wait,
crap territory.
Wait a
Yeah, go for
second.
it.
Wait a second. Wasn't Pac-Man a Bengal and Titan?
I can't promise you he was a Titan. I can promise you he was a Bengal. I can promise you he's a Cowboy.
Well,
I
he was
wonder if
drafted
that's
by
the
the
one, Tom.
Titans.
Adam Jones,
Yeah, Adam Jones.
22%.
Okay, I'll take that. Small victory.
Tom, what did you have for Dolphins Bengals and Dolphins Cowboys? Because let's go to those two. This is Dolphins Cowboys players. Zach Thomas.
Wow.
That's the only one I can think of. Bernie Kosar.
Oh my God.
I would have never. Not in a trillion years. Alan Hearns. Okay, that one.
Okay.
That's one I should have been on top of. Taco Charlton. I thought about him early on and I got panicked. Mine was Frank Gore. I think he played for the Dolphins for one season. I don't see.
Yeah, I only know Gore as a Niner. I don't remember him on any other team.
I hear like a banging noise. I don't know what these kids are doing. Two dogs are probably playing on the stairs. Nah, yeah, he was Miami right here.
Oh shit. Okay.
But he was Miami. And what? Oh, for the rushing yards one. Cedric Wilson was a Cowboy Dolphin. Yeah, dude. Let's look at the Cincy one. This is Cincy in Miami. Okay, Carlos Dansby, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick. Oh, fuck.
That sucks. Samaje Perine there. Yep. I would have never. Mike Gesicki. Oh, that one hurts.
Oh, that sucks.
Gesicki should have
I forgot.
gotten. All right, let's go over to the draftle. Let me load that puppy up. I didn't have anything for them off the dome. Yeah, that was a tough one. Draftle. Wait, why? I did not do it today, so why does it have an answer there? That's not good.
But someone's doing your stuff for you?
There we go. I guess
right.
I just had to hit the day I was in the infinite mode. Draftle. You can go first on this one, Greg. This is all all offensive players, and it tells us where they were drafted and whatnot.
We start obviously with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
So Packers offensive player, second or third round. I mean, I guess I'll just go. Okay, so still higher than 2014, and it's in the third round. Not a wide receiver.
Okay. Was it Tucker Kraft?
Okay, it is third round. It's more recent than that. It's got to be a running back then. They took a running back named Emmanuel. Let's knock it out. It's not Buddy Boy. It's not the thighs, because he wasn't 24. I think it's like Emmanuel. Am I crazy? Not Emmanuel Forbes. Who's the running back they just took? Because they have Josh Jacobs. They have. I know for a fact Tina's, and I know for a fact Tina's laughing, and I know for a fact I should know this.
No, I'm struggling on this one. So this would have been like 2024. So last year or this year?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
I can see it. Like, I swear it's.
Does it start with E? Are you sure?
No, absolutely not. I'm completely wrong. I'm just trying to think of anything. I can like see the guy's face. Tina, Tom, if you guys have anything, let me know. Man, I was hoping it was Kraft. They took a running back. We do all the work for the draft show, and I have no idea who anybody
I know.
is.
Pisses me off because they escape our minds so quickly.
Well, here's what we're doing. We're going to play a little game of tell me who they picked up till that pick and see if we can jog some memory here. Go down to green, not to ruin it. So Jordan Morgan, Edgerrin Cooper, and this was the 24 draft. Marshawn Lloyd. Fuck. It's fucking Marshawn.
Oh,
Sorry.
man.
Yep, I would have never in a trillion years remembered Marshawn Lloyd.
No, I wouldn't have either. USC running back. That's all I remember.
All right, Daily Normal, just offense for recently. I'm going to go with Brian Robinson Jr. Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
You are up, good sir.
So is this all offense or?
I know, Tom. I want to kick myself. This is just offense, yeah.
Okay,
the last
so
one was the
Bama.
hard one, which I don't know why I gave us that one first, but it's a Bama offensive player.
From 2022. Interesting. From 2022. Bryce was 2023, so it wouldn't be him.
So it's first or second round.
Ugh,
Just to
crap.
add to it.
Trying to
yeah.
think back. Yeah. God, it wouldn't have been Bryce. Oh God, there was another running back. Oh God,
Well, it wouldn't
Najee
be a running
Harris?
back, Greg.
Oh, that's right. It's not a running back. Fuck, you're right.
Najee would have been. We can do that to get the round if you want, but it's also an NFC guy.
NFC.
So now you're stupid in two languages.
Yeah. NFC Bama guy.
Here, keep talking for 1 second. I'm gonna make sure they're not killing each other.
Yeah, please do. NFC Bama guy. Shit. I could go Jerry Jeudy, but 2022. That's not. That feels like it's later. I I really don't want to go Henry Ruggs. That's gonna be awful, honestly. Fuck, but I might have to. Maybe Tua? No, that's AFC. Ruggs is Raiders. Okay. Fuck, who would have been offensive player? Can't think of a tight end. Trying to think of. Don't know Adrian McCarron. Fuck, who was the receiver? Who's a receiver that was really good for Bama? God damn, I'm like struggling on this one. Yeah, I'm like, fuck. Amari Cooper is way too late for that one, but I need to get the receiver part down. 2022, I'm blanking. I can't think of. It's on offensive line, so. I mean, it could be, but that wouldn't make sense. There's no way it's a quarterback. It's either Tua or Bryce, so I wouldn't match up. It's not running back. I can't think of a tight end. He's just being held like he was a troublemaker. That's hilarious.
Oh, hell broke loose the second I stood up.
So you're the reason essentially they went crazy then.
No, they were going crazy on the stairs, and I said, "Right," and then they both like, "Oh, let's go," and just came down here. Crazy people. All right, did you get a guess?
I just want to get it out of the way with because it's probably gonna be wrong, but I might as well just chuck it down. Give me Bryce Young.
I think Tom got it correctly. It is first round. It is NFC. It is not those two. It has to be Jameson Williams. Yeah.
Wow. The
Yep.
man with the exploding knee. Forgot about that.
Let's do daily first round. Yeah, Tom, 2 for 2
Ooh.
so far, buddy. These are my favorite games on the planet. You are up first, I believe, good sir.
Was it daily first rounder?
Yeah, so these are guys only taken in the first round.
All right, let's start with. Let's throw a bone at Bueno. Let's start with Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. Well, you got the round right, and it's AFC. Offensive, though. Much sooner. AFC, first round, not the North. Let's go. Let's just do it. Ooh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
That was a good little kick. In between 1 and 32, so we gave ourselves a really good barrier there. AFC offensive player 2020. AFC West, excuse me. So the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Broncos in 2020.
I think this was the COVID draft, if I remember correctly. So I'll go Justin Herbert.
Wow.
Oh, man. Okay.
If you would have asked me when Herbert was drafted, I would have not thought it was 20. That's a good point.
So it's Raiders.
Be...
Broncos or Raiders, and it's a receiver or an offensive lineman.
I can't remember if this was his. No, okay, he was the year after.
So it's a Raider.
But we narrowed it out where it is not a running back, it is not a quarterback, it is not a tight end. It's from 2020. It's a Raider, which I think I know the answer.
Is it Henry Ruggs?
Yeah, that'd be my guess. Yeah, he was really the only.
Oh, this is so like. Oh, man.
Let's do Daily Hall of Fame. You're going to do better than me here. I'll start with Jerome.
The boss.
Okay, so as a first round, he was drafted. God, we're so screwed. From the year 1990 or below.
Okay.
He was 9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1 pick. It was the NFC, and it was offense.
Okay.
They normally do us justice in this one where they name guys that like are somewhat well known at least. So I feel like
Mhm.
I'm not terribly upset, but I hate when it's so early in the drafted.
Let's go Troy Aikman.
Okay, it is a quarterback.
Okay.
And it was way before, oh my God, 89. So a first round, pick 2 or pick 3, so that's good.
Mhm.
NFC North or NFC South? NFC South. I don't know anybody for
Panthers
Saints.
wouldn't Panthers wouldn't have existed by then.
No. So I don't even know who else would have stumbled in there with them because Saints, Falcons, Bucks. And then
Yeah,
NFC
the Buck.
North, Bears, Lions, Vikings, Packers. Favre was in the 90s, right? He was drafted by Atlanta, is where my head's at.
Right. Yeah, he was drafted by Atlanta. It was a second round pick too, so I wouldn't have
Oh,
worked.
was he? Oh, okay, cool. I
Yeah, he was
thought he
second
was
round pick.
first. 90s quarterbacks for the Bears, Vikings, Lions, Packers. None of the names feel good.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't tell you a single Bucks quarterback from back in the day other than Trent Dilfer, but it was not him.
Yeah, he's not a Hall of Famer, that's for sure.
Touche. I do need to raise my bar slightly, I guess. When was Bart quarterback of the Packers?
Oh my God, I don't think he was a first round pick either. Yeah.
When was Culpepper drafted?
He was like mid 90s, I
That's what I
think.
thought. Okay.
Yeah, he was mid 90s.
What about Fran Tarkenton?
Oh, he was in like the 60s.
Okay, I'm just doing Fran Tarkenton. Okay, well,
Oh,
dude, I mean, not a bad guess.
no,
Considering
no,
this
no,
guy
no,
was
no.
drafted earlier than 61. Holy sugar.
Okay, so
Ooh, Tom with a really strong guess of Archie Manning.
well,
But
yeah, that would
it's the
work.
North now.
It's the North, yeah.
That's where I'm at,
Okay, so
Tom.
it's
I
not.
feel like it's got to be a name we're like aware of. Like I feel like they wouldn't.
Okay, so drafted by the Packers, the Lions, or the Bears, and they're a Hall of Famer. God, this is gonna be weird. Trying to think if anyone was traded by then. I don't think so. Just to get it out of the way with, there's no way it's gonna be it, but to get the lines out of the
We
way,
are
go
also
with.
going to close the show out with the mock draft.
And Deke ends up escaping. Happens to the best of us. Unfortunately, that is what happens when the internet is on the fritz. He makes fun of me, by the way, for having my internet being bad. I don't want to hear shit when he's struggling with that. This is gonna not go well, but I'm gonna go with like Bobby Lane maybe for Detroit. It's gonna be way later. It's gonna be like way earlier than that, but I need to get it out of the way with because I can't think of a Bears first round pick at quarterback that would have been like a Hall of Famer. So I'm gonna guess on this one. I don't think.
All right, sorry about that. It came up that you were like frozen, and I kept saying a lot of things. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's probably me.
I think I mean it was you on my
So
end. Like you were very
I
pixely
just
and like
refreshed
laggy and stuff. So
my page before I
And there it goes again. Uh, I'm thinking Bobby Lane for Detroit, perhaps. Bears, I can't think of any quarterback that they would have drafted and probably
Thank
like
God
traded
for
at
this
that time.
website.
So I'm thinking,
If it wasn't for this
that's where I'm
website, I
leaning.
would have had to
Website.
restart the show like physically twice. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, if it wasn't for Riverside, dude, I would have had to completely restart the show twice because I went and shut everything that was taking up internet off for the PC.
That's unfortunate. I
But man, needed that. So, anyways, it's all good.
yeah, I'm going Bobby Lane for the Lions. I don't
Yes,
know if he was a
Tom,
first
it
round.
was drafted before you made opening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're
Can you
like
hear me?
you're a little laggy. Yeah.
What changed that I now suck? Hold on. We're going to fix this.
Okay. I trust Deke to be able to fix this, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, folks, welcome to Two Beers Deep, the show about sports and culture and anything under the sun that comes about. Two friends just hanging out, chilling, drinking, enjoying life, and all that. One of us has internet problems apparently, and the other one is just here along for the ride. But that's friendship for you. What can I say? But playing this game is very difficult to say the least. Trying to like go into the recesses of my mind to be able to pull everything that I possibly can out and figure out what works, but it's a struggle to say the least on that part. By the way, this is damn good beer I'm drinking. If you're ever in Conneaut Lake, Pennsylvania, that's like the northern part of the state. Up when you get closer to Erie, go to Riverside Brewing Company. Beer is really good there, and they also really reward their members and Mug Club people from what I've allegedly been told through the grapevine. So figure out on that one. And I get to check out the original Voodoo location tomorrow, which I'm pretty excited about. So Deke is kind of struggling to get the connection all together and stuff like that. I'm curious what ends up happening there, and to say the least, I'm not a very like charismatic individual, unfortunately, so I'm not good at entertaining by myself. I'm literally just sitting here enjoying along for the ride. Deke's the one that kind of brings the fire, and I bring the substance. So that's all you get from me. I'm basically just here chilling on the TV or on your laptop or through your ear hole, just along for that. I'm just like hearing like all the background noise that he's probably like doing to try to be able to make something work on that end, and it's very fucking funny, I must say. And by the way, if anyone,
I should be now hardwired in. I am hardwired in.
okay,
What I had to do was unwind every cord on my Ethernet and everything. But I am now hardwired in, which in theory, I can't believe didn't change anything. But should be okay.
I mean you're very. This is the clearest I've seen you like in real time for most of the day, so this is good.
God, that was frustrating. Share.
I think you put it out into the world because you made fun of me being laggy and glitchy today.
Well, you're not running a website of screen sharing software in the entire show. Your laptop would go into the stratosphere.
That's true. My apologies.
Goober. You should be sorry. Okay. I have now officially probably ruined the layout of the house in a way that I'll have to fix before Catherine gets home. But we're okay.
You got plenty of time to do it. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's just an entire our Wi-Fi is now stretched across the living room to the kitchen, and I plugged in. So, anyways, okay. What were you going through in your head?
I'm going Bobby Lane. The only option I can think of.
It's a good pick. Yep.
Oh my god!
Well, I mean, that's a name, and that's an early name. Oh wow.
Holy
So
shit! Yeah.
I stabbed myself so hard with the little twisty things.
Yeah.
I apparently stabbed myself. It was like in these loops, and I went to grab it, and it poked me, and now I'm bleeding, which is weird. They're just from like a bread twisty tie.
You're bleeding from a bread twisty tie?
I like
Damn, man.
went to grab it, and the top of it was out, and the metal part. It's fine.
Oh, it's a metal one. Okay,
Well,
that checks out.
the twisty ties have metal in them. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
The metal was sticking out of the end of it where the paper was.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that
Okay,
it was
I got
a
you.
metal Juan.
Because I've seen metal Juans before.
Oh, let's just do the Weddle. So the Weddle is just any NFL player, not the Draftle.
Okay.
You go first on this one because you got the last one.
Are they active? Like
I
or
believe
is this
so.
anyone? Okay.
Yeah, it's active.
Active? Okay. Um Let's start with Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Oh, I forgot this did height numbers. I love this.
It's height. Oh my god, this is funny.
Yeah. So it's just position height. So it's a defensive player, currently active, higher than age 29, but like 30, 31 in the AFC. I don't know if they have to have played a snap for this.
I like the jersey numbers also included in this too. That's fun.
Yeah. And I would assume that's their current team. I mean, let's try it. No. Wait, where's... Is it only offense? Yeah, only offense. I just tried to guess two defenders, that's why. Let's do... I mean, why not? I just wanted to see. Not a
Okay.
damn thing. Wow. It's a very bad guess.
Lower than 41 at least. Okay. In the age. AFC West, AFC North. Okay, so it's the East or the South. Offensive player. Older than 29. So 30, 31-year-old.
Yeah, it's a terrible guess by me.
We'll go. Let's go Stephon Diggs.
It is a Patriot.
Okay. So he's 30.
Yeah. It was always Hunter Henry. Well, it wasn't
Nice
Ramondre, so I kind of figured that one was not terribly tough.
I thought they were going to do some bullshit and it would be like an offensive lineman or something.
All right, let's set up a little mock draft here, Greg. I'm going to see if I can get some guys to do a sleeper mock, and we're going to go from there.
Have you been getting texts from commissioners and stuff about asking if you're rejoining Fantasy League? I like this time of year where it's like the healthy reminder of
Oh,
it's
I'm in
just
the
around
date
the corner.
setting. We're in date setting time.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I've got I've had 3 drafts already scheduled.
Okay.
Thankfully, two of the in-person ones are opposite weekends, so that works out well for me, and I'm
there
very
you
excited
go.
for it. I got my Dynasty League's rookie draft, I think, in 2 weeks
Okay.
that I need to do some prep for, and then I haven't even, amazingly enough, my keeper league, my commissioner has not gotten to me yet, which is weird because he's usually very on top of that shit. So like I'm nervous now, but we'll see. I've been getting the texts about money and drafts and all that stuff, so I'm excited.
Nice.
I'm in the mood right now.
I know it kind of hit me that it's I mean, it's July.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I am, wow, Ryan Tannehill, that's bad, and you should feel bad, Deke. I hate this guy. That's Tina. All right. sending out the link
Oh,
to a couple group chats. Go ahead.
I meant to tell you too, like in the YGFFL league that I'm currently in, we did I got the text from Davis about setting up like for league and stuff, and I'm in it's the one
Oh,
where we have like
nice.
we have the top tier and the bottom tier, so like promotion relegation is the thing.
Yeah.
And he set up rivalry week this year for us. Fogel is my rival.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
That's a
But
good
it
one.
does check out. Like Fogel, you wouldn't expect it, but this man goes I never knew how hard he went into like fantasy football until I was in a league with him. This man goes on deep dives and shit to like
Oh, I believe it. What's up?
try to get it. I never would have expected it from him, but like he's very in depth on this shit. So I'm very excited to like to fuck with him about this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. All right. I sent the link in the chat here, Greg. I can send it to you elsewhere if you need it in email or something. Just let me know. Just me and Tina in, and I texted it to Moorhead will join in, which is good. I texted it to a couple different guys just to see.
Let's see. I'll do 6.
I'm going to text it to our disgruntled ex-employee LSS too. We'll give everyone a minute to see if anyone else joins. I can, but then I don't think I can watch. I appreciate that level of dedication, Tom, because we are going to talk about every single pick. You can bounce back and forth, but I understand how difficult that would be. So do not
Yeah,
stress about it. We obviously have bots for a reason.
we do. I read a really good article in The Athletic about potential like fantasy football drafting that was very Moneyball-esque,
Mm-hmm.
and I like it. It's saying like you have to like because like you know how like in Moneyball like the movie Jonah Hill says something about how like people like buy players when they should really be focusing on buying wins, and in order to buy wins
Yeah,
you have
you
to
should
buy
be
runs.
buying points.
Yeah, and the logic in this is like very in depth about how like when you're drafting guys and all that, you have to like look at okay, is getting the second best or the second highest score in terms of running back better than getting a guy at potentially like tight end in Brock Bowers or George Kittle who's going to win your matchups consistently week in and week out, which helps you win.
Yeah, it's well, the interesting thing it is that yes, but it's also the evaluation of at what point is the drop off. So, for example, if you're going for one of these top tier quarterbacks and you get the Josh Allen, sure, but is Josh Allen so much better than Jared Goff that you're willing to give up the fact that you could get T. Higgins as your wide receiver 2 versus Noah Brown or something? You know what I mean? Like the give and take there is where I love fantasy, because if you can find the value of a guy in a later round, it's always going to be more beneficial. For example, like finding Brock Bowers last year was a league winner. He was a PPR machine. He was a god.
Right.
And so those types of situations always kind of net where you're going to find it out. So
Yeah. Or even like, or you bring up the quarterback situation too. Like Lamar Jackson was the number one fantasy quarterback last year, and
yeah,
in most drafts he was going as the 5th QB.
yeah. I'm
So
telling people, by the way, we'll start at the half hour mark. So
yeah. So it becomes like it becomes a give and take about like, okay, when you're building out your roster, what is it that how do you essentially prioritize like certain areas and stuff like that? Like in PPR, for instance, like I sometimes I sometimes don't wrap my head around taking a receiver in the first round, even though it's PPR, because I'm always led to believe that, like, oh, receivers, there's going to be so many of them that someone's going to, like, get so many touches during the year that, like, I can make up that production if I get my running backs early
yeah,
in that situation. But maybe that's not the best way to think because PPR is like a different scoring mechanism that you should be prioritizing catches in that sense more than other situations, though. So,
yeah, fair. Fair. I told everyone we'd get started at 7:30 mark here. Give some guys to a chance to jump in if they want to, and if not, that's why we have some compoopers. So it is all good and dandy there. Yeah, I think if you look at, I guess it was 2024 PPR scoring leaders, and we look at the scoring leaders from like ESPN, for example. What up, Meech? Let me share this tab real quick. So overall scoring, which that just can't be total. There we go. Okay, yeah. So Lamar was one, and then you get into Chase. So Baker, for example, is a guy that went probably super low, considering Jaden Daniels, a guy that went super low, considering Sam Darnold, a guy that went super low. Are all of those guys worth waiting on? And in my opinion, they almost collectively all are. Like, look, Mahomes here, obviously Purdy. You look at Geno Smith, the ability to get these, like Aaron Rodgers being here is crazy. Caleb Williams being this high. All of those guys values me to not get a quarterback till much later. But if you look at the other things here, so Gibbs, Barkley, Bijan, Henry, those are first-round guys. Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, H.A. Now, Jacobs, maybe. Brian Thomas, yes. Drake London, yes. Neighbors, yes. All first-round guys. And so for me, it's like, am I going to sacrifice getting those level of guys to draft Lamar Jackson, who is the top point getter? But if we look at it from a quarterback perspective, I mean, really, the gap is huge, and I notice it. The gap between Lamar at 430 and CJ Stroud at 220, like that is a ton of points. It is so many points. It's also one position when you have multiple others. And so if you look at it from the perspective of wide receiver here, Jamar Chase at 403, I mean, you don't get very far until you're at DJ Moore and 238. Knowing that that's two positions, Jamar Chase is just going to be way more valuable in my head.
Right. And then also, like, if you want, you can load up on two receivers early. And then, like you said, you can find a Baker, or even, like, you could get Stroud with, like, a 5th or 6th round pick, and you'll be fine. Because, like, Stroud's coming off a down year I think we're all in agreement on that. Like, we're expecting him to have a bounce back year this year to in some sort of sense. So I think you're going to get good value from this. And I think it also kind of lends credence to that. The quarterback, I think drafting quarterbacks in general is probably the tougher thing to do because it's a guessing game about what's going to end up happening. You can replace running backs and receivers easily because of just the depth that you accumulate, but quarterbacks, it just becomes like, okay, who are the weapons that he's working with? What's his schedule like? How good's the offensive line he's playing behind? What's the play calling going to be like for him to be able to utilize effectively? You're just not going to know that until you get an understanding of how he looks in that offense.
Yeah. So just, I mean, even looking at like sleepers right now, they're top guys here. I mean, they all sound pretty good. Puka, I have a lot of questions about what happens there. Tino will know that I'm just, dude, something about Nico Collins still doesn't stick with me, but man, does he good at football. And it is frustrating, but.
He's still hurt, I think. So, like, that also is something that, like,
Which is completely not even a part of the hate I have for him. I don't know what it is. I just didn't like the kid.
I think it's because you look at him and you think, like, all he is a deep ball guy. Because, like...
No, it's because I just didn't like him one time, and then he blew up, and he's really good at football, but I still hate him. That's
fair, but he blew up because he had a capable quarterback, though.
Fair.
In fairness.
Fair. 2 minutes till we kick off the mock draft. If anybody wants to join, put the link in the chat. Please feel free to. Otherwise, we're going to be running with the team we got, and I love it. At slot 2, just to go through them, we have Tom Umbaugh. Tom is annoyingly good at fantasy. At slot 5 right now, we have your boy. At slot 6, we have Greg, which will be a nice conversation piece for us to give us some breathing room there to chat. At slot 10, we have Tina. Tina is very good at fantasy as well. It's very frustrating. And then we got Big Meech, the Philadelphia Eagles fan, good friend. And then the Rank King at the 12 spot. Every year, I think that 10, 11, 12 spot is great. You walk out of here with a nice flip of Derrick Henry, Ashton Genty, or Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. That is where you look at actually maybe snagging one of those quarterbacks in that spot. So I don't like doing the 5, 6, 7, which is why I mock it the most, because I feel uncomfortable in that area.
I'm with you because, like, I think 5, 6, 7 is like the most balanced your team can get, but I also think you're struggling because you're not going to get the elite guys every now and then, but you also really have to start turning the wheels of understanding like what's going to be the best play to build a solid overall roster, though.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Oh, I'm getting sent reels by Catherine. That means they made it to Cincinnati.
Woohoo!
Oh, wow. It's a reel about the potential venue.
Oh. Oh, the one you told me and Josh about? Okay.
Oh my God, the guy's place has a poker table.
Really? That's sick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So wait, is this the one that you sent
We're
me
viewing
and
this
Josh?
Sunday. Yeah, this is the one that I sent you guys that we're viewing Sunday. So,
That's
all
gonna be
right,
cool.
let us start the clock here, gentlemen. Tom, you are probably about to be on the clock. Let's get it done. Jamar Chase goes 1. I don't hate that at all from a computer stance. I think Jamar Chase, I have him in Dynasty. I'm so excited for him this year.
Yeah, I remember. I think I have the third pick in my one draft that I'm excited for, and I think I might get Jamar at 3. I really do. I think some people are going to be stupid about how they're going to build their roster. So
Oh, Tom goes Saquon. There's no reason to assume that's not an amazing pick. And then JJ and Gibbs, which I think are tremendous options there, kind of go next. The obvious pick here for everyone has been Bijan. Man. Yeah, why not? I never get him.
okay.
My gut was saying Amon-Ra, just for the record, but Bijan's fun for this mock.
No, I'm with you. I'm up now, and honestly, looking how the board is set up, I want CD Lamb. So, because I feel like he's going to be utilized more than in that offense. So I'm going to go CD here.
Could be. St. Brown, Puka, and Neighbors go. I don't think Tino was targeting. He might have been targeting St. Brown, but I don't think he was in love with Puka or Neighbors there. I don't love the quarterback situation in New York. And I do love Puka Nacua, but I think Devontae Adams being there, it just is another question mark. And I think eventually, you look at guys like Puka, are they going to get figured out? So Derrick Henry for winners, I think that's as good a pick as you can think of, because you look at a guy like Derrick Henry, you want him to get the breathing room and space he needs at his age. You also happen to have the best quarterback in the NFL. So it's an insulting almost.
Yeah, Ashton Genty going in the first round, man. Okay, that's going to be a fun conversation.
You don't think he should go in the first round?
No. I think he will, but I'm curious. I'm curious how much of a conversation that is about, like, people getting nervous about, like, his utilization versus being a rookie.
I don't think there's a single question of nervousness, because he is the most pro-ready running back we've seen since Zeke, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And Zeke stepped into a great team. Difference here is the Raiders don't have a great line, but they do have Geno, who's great. They have great for now. They have Pete Carroll, who's a run-first coach. I think it's a good pick. The ranking coming in with the very sexy, if healthy, combination of Brian Thomas Jr. and Christian McCaffrey. Brian Thomas Jr. has some concerns with Travis Hunter being drafted there, but I think that move alone makes him a first-round wide receiver easily.
No, I think he's the number one receiver in Jacksonville right now, easily. He proved it all last year, and I think he's talented enough to warrant that as well. McCaffrey, if he's healthy, like, this is a man that can dominate fantasy if any given chance he wants to. It's just figuring out if his calf tendonitis or whatever screwed me in 3 leagues, because I drafted him in all 3 leagues that I had last year, then hopefully he's over that. And
Tina says, you got to watch more Nico film, man. He's so good. It's not about him being good. It's just I hate him. And then Tom says, I'm a little concerned about Barkley's touches last year, but I feel like an idiot not taking him. I agree with that fully. I think he's the best running back in football right now.
I was actually kind of hoping to get Brock Bowers or AJ Brown with my next pick, but so I have CeeDee Lamb. Looking at the board, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll take Drake London.
I don't hate Drake London. I hate where he's being drafted. I hate him in the second round.
It is early. I feel like it's early for him. I know, but, like, I'm just looking at the rest of that board, and I'm like, I don't know who else would warrant a second-round draft pick. And I don't want to put a quarterback in that route, because, like, as much as I like Lamar and Josh Allen, I feel like
you don't think anyone on the board warrants a second-round draft pick?
I was looking through it, and
yeah.
I mean, I
that's
like
not a
Ladd.
trap. Yeah, it's just an ask.
I like Ladd, but, like, I think that's early. I'm not taking Trey McBride, that's for sure. Jonathan Taylor, I'm not sold on as a second-rounder just yet.
I'll tell you who I am, though.
I'm
all aboard the Bucky Irvin train.
You're on the Bucky train. Okay,
I
okay.
was, and then it became a little too big for my britches. But him and Bijan together would be an extremely enticing young duo where both of them are clearly the number ones. You look at Bucky, Baker's there. Baker's doing great. Bucky was amazing down the stretch last year. And then Bijan is one of the better prospects we've seen in recent years. He's been good. He's not been elite. But when you look at a guy like Michael Penix coming in, I think Bijan has a league-winning year.
No, and Bijan was like a really good all-purpose back last year when he got the opportunity to. So
Yeah.
I'm fully expecting him to take a step forward this year, especially because he's going to be needing to. Now they have a second-year quarterback who's going to get the majority of the reps.
Yeah.
I think the offensive line is still a question mark in Atlanta, but
Sure.
I think the game plan of utilizing him more effectively will open up the passing game, and I think I'm not. I'm expecting a better year for Bijan this year than his rookie year for sure. Seeing how the board is kind of falling. Chase Brown in the third is an interesting look.
I love it. Granted, that's from a computer. I love Chase Brown. They brought in zero competition, and he was tremendous last year. And them having paid T. Higgins and Jamar Chase makes me feel like they're going to pass the shit out of the ball. So Chase Brown, excuse me. I don't think he'll be used too much to the point of like exhaustion, but I do love the kid. I know he's not coming back to me, and I feel like this is going to be a very breakout year. I would love to take Terry McLaurin. His contract situation has me curious. Jackson Smith and Jigba, I don't think they have the quarterback of the future in Seattle. I think he's great, but we'll see what happens. T. Higgins, I just don't like taking a 2 this early. That's just where my head's at.
Ooh.
And I think Garrett Wilson is going to be a very disappointing pick. So this has to be the breakout year for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, especially since you're looking at a guy who's going to be your number one receiver because of your depth. I can understand that. For me, I've got CD and Drake, so I'm looking at the first running back off the board, and I'm looking at Breece Hall because I think he's going to get the majority of the offensive reps for that team. I know, but
I hate him. I hate
know
Breece
you-
Hall. I hate Breece Hall this year. Hated him when he got drafted. Everyone talks about the Raz score. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that's fine. I really just didn't see anything that made me excited, and this is also coming from a biased place of a Braylon Allen fan, to be fair.
Okay, fair. That's definitely fair. I mean, it's just looking at the options available to me. It was kind of
I
like,
don't
all right,
disagree with
who
the
do I-
pick for what you had. It just, yeah.
Right.
Meech, Marvin Harrison Jr., excuse me, sucked last season. I agree. There was a learning curve. It did not hit. Malik Neighbors was great. Marvin was not. But where Marvin was not good was red zone touchdowns. He was good on catches and yards. It's a very Julio Jones-esque guy is where I see his career. Obviously, Julio is one of the best receivers for an era, so I'm not saying he's there, but I'm saying it's going to be yards, it's going to be catches. It might not necessarily convert touchdowns, but I do have a big year coming for Kyler. I like that offense. And Marvin, if there was going to be a huge step, it just has to be year 2.
One would argue that Kyler actually had a very, very good year last year, surprisingly. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think that was one of the years that he was like the healthiest he's been in a long time.
Yeah.
And he put up damn good numbers for them. So like I could see Kyler also kind of like keeping that going with how that offense is set up. Yeah.
Tina goes with Garrett. I just don't like Justin Fields as their quarterback. Meech goes with Jalen Hurts and Mike Evans, a very safe in the league duo. And then the rankings, Terry McLaurin, James Cook. Love James Cook. I'm curious what happens with him this season. We'll kind of see. It feels like his utilization's going down. And then winners takes Kamara. I think is an amazing pick that late. I still don't know how he has no competition, but he's a freak. And Team 7 did not hear about Rashid Rice needing to go to jail. So that
Apparently
is their
not.
pick.
I'm up and I'm looking to get my RB2, and I'm looking at the guy who is available staring at me. Give me Omarion Hampton here. You're
I'm
not sold on
interested.
him either? I see. Okay.
I'm not sold on him in the 4th round because he's not the starter today.
Okay.
That's where my head's at. Like he's
All right.
going to be on your bench for 2 weeks, and so him in the 4th round, sure, that doesn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things, but it is a thing. It's a thing.
It's a
is where
thing.
my
I'll
head's
give you
at.
that.
Yeah, let's be a homer. Why not? I like Adams there. I love Joe Mixon in Houston, even though they got Nick Chubb in there for goal line touches or whatever. Moore, I think, is fine. I think they have two great young receivers underneath him. I'm curious how that goes because you don't bring in a guy like Luther Burden and draft Rome Odunze in the first round to not use them. And then Zay Flowers, I don't hate the Zay Flowers love. He was one of my favorite in that draft class. I mean, I was very, very high on him. I think he's going to be good, but I think he has a ceiling. He just has a ceiling because of how that offense operates.
I feel like we've been waiting for Zay Flowers to be more than he actually is for the longest time, and I feel like we can say that about every wide receiver that the Ravens have to a degree.
Yeah.
So,
Tom says Brees Hall going into year 3 has not had a 1,000-yard rushing season. Meech says, saw somewhere on the internet someone saying that the Eagles are so well built that they could win the Super Bowl with Kyler at quarterback, which, like, come on, Kyler couldn't do the tush push. Meech, are you saying that you're proud your team is so good that a first overall pick could win a Super Bowl with you guys? Because, I mean, he's a first overall pick, you nerd. I would say he's maybe a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, Meech.
that's not a bad take, honestly. It's not. It's not.
No, I that's why I said it. Tom goes with George Kittle. George Kittle, Trey McBride, Brock Bowers are like the top tight ends. I like Laporta, I like Hawk, but they get into a very ugly-esque grouping. Like those three for me, Kittle's still up there, but Bowers and McBride, phew, they are fun, man.
Yeah, because they are the everything tight ends for them, and they're utilized effectively in those offenses as well.
Yep. I traded Tank Dell for Trey McBride straight up in Dynasty. Still
Oh,
one of the best
great
moves I ever
move.
made.
Great move,
And
especially with Tank Dell.
was terrific. He just got hurt.
Yeah, so great timing on your part, actually.
Meech said, no, I'm saying that Hurts deserves more credit. That's fair. That's fair. Meech
Okay.
is a Hurts deserves credit stanner. Lot of question mark guys, and so I'm going to go with somebody that is ugly and safe. I'll go with James Conner in my flex
Oh,
there.
damn it. That's who I was eyeing up. Shit.
I mean, I like Trey Benson a ton. I thought Trey Benson was a good running back coming out. I actually liked him probably more than Bucky Irving in that class. But for me, they have shown no signs of James Conner not being the guy, which, as a Steelers fan, kind of makes me sad. I'll say it.
That's kind of bullshit because he'd been productive the last 2 years in Arizona too, so he deserves
great.
it. God damn it!
Very
I really
happy
wanted that.
for him.
I really wanted Connor there. CD Drake London. I'm seeing how this is looking up right now. Ugh. I don't like it, but I think he's gonna have a better second year this year. I'm gonna go Xavier Worthy.
So I am very interested in their situation with the Rasheed Rice stuff because you have Worthy, you have Hollywood Brown, you still have Rasheed Rice. I love, and I keep banging the drum for Jalen Royals. He's a rookie. Jalen
Yes,
Royals is a
Utah
very
State boy.
Rasheed Rice
Yep.
style guy. I think that we'll see what happens. But I do think Xavier Worthy is their top guy. That's how I view him.
I'm with you. I thought about Sam Laporta there, but like I'm looking at tight ends and I don't know. I feel like you
Yeah.
can get some decent value in the later rounds right there. Like Mark Andrews is still
I
there.
mean, Evan Ingram, Tyler Warren is a dart.
Yeah.
Tucker Kraft is down there. Pat Fryermuth, whatever. Like,
Dalton
there's just
Kincaid, like that's not like those are some solid tight ends that like I still think I can get later on if I desperately need to and just load up on weapons that I need.
If I was a guessing man, my gut would tell me Tina is going to take RJ Harvey here. He traded up with me for him in our dynasty draft, and he loves the potential and opportunity. But he did do that before the J.K. Dobbins situation there. But you still, J.K. Dobbins proved to us, there goes Mahomes, I was a liar. J.K.
Okay.
Dobbins proved last year he could be a running back in the NFL, despite them taking RJ Harvey in the second round.
Fair enough. Ugh. I'm seeing how the board's gonna start falling with like some of these like Jerry Jeudy and okay.
Nominated.
I will
Hey, he had
give
12,000 or 1,200 yards last year.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Austin a lot of credit. I really like the balance that he has on this team so far with McCaffrey and Cook, and then McLaurin and Brian Thomas. Curious how he like rounds it out, to be honest.
Okay, Brian King takes Harvey.
So that's a
Man.
flyer pick. That's a flyer pick. I mean, as
I
a
don't
running as
hate
RB
it,
three,
but
as RB
yes,
three,
but
it's good
it's
value.
potentially RB2 with McCaffrey's issues. It's potentially RB1 if Cook's bad, and then Tet. Austin has a very, and it's a mock. Austin has a very risky team that has huge upside.
Right.
I love Tet.
I know you do. I mean, in
Well,
fantasy football, like it is all like guessing game anyway when you think about it. But you
Well,
can
there's
minimize
there's
risk.
the floor of, for example, you know exactly how many points Aaron Jones is going to get every year. You know exactly how many points David Montgomery is going to get. You don't know how many points RJ Harvey and T Mac are going to get. So I get that. I like the risk there. T Mac for me is an interesting one because he is so prolific that it makes Xavier Legette look like he was a third round pick, and not from a talent perspective. When they took Legette, we all went, "Oh, he's good. Like I'm interested. He's good." With
Yes.
T Mac, he's the top guy. I still think Adam Thielen's going to leave that team or lead that team in receiving yards at the end of the day.
In yards, really? I mean, I could see him in catches just as like as like the
It's all on
reliable
Bryce,
option,
baby.
perhaps. But like, I don't know about yards though. That's an interesting one.
Tom said Kittle going to get 140 receptions or targets this year. I don't hate it.
No, I don't either. Okay, so I'm up.
Ooh, Tina took Henderson. You sexy bastard.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it. If he's healthy, like if he's healthy, we've talked about him before. Chris Olave, why not?
I have always been obsessed with Chris Olave. I just wish I wish the word concussion never got invented.
No, man. If he when he was healthy, the dude's explosive. He really is. And
Yeah.
I'm not sold. I'm obviously not sold on the quarterback situation in New Orleans or anything. But like, that's still a damn good player when he's on
Yeah.
the field. It's just getting him on the field is the key.
Ah.
I see I see a name on here that we talked about last week, and I want to say it's very apropos that we talk about him, and then the next day you find out, oh, he hasn't signed his contract, and oh, he gets arrested.
Yeah,
Not a
I
good
would
thing.
love to take Quinshon Judkins if it not for two things. One, he's apparently a bad person. Two, I still think their best player is Dylan Sampson.
You might be able to get Dylan Sampson later on, actually, and probably get the starter for that team soon.
Maybe. All right, I'm going to go. Dude, you can't convince me that taking the one for the number one overall pick, who's a veteran wide receiver, he's going to get splintered with balls, dude. I
Yeah.
love Calvin Ridley this year. I think he's still, that year off for the gambling shit sucks because Calvin Ridley still is one of the best route runners I've seen come out of college. And, dude, he's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Tupi has
I think
Tua has a copyright on the word concussion.
you're not wrong, unfortunately. You're not wrong. Yeah, I like the balance of your team so far. Like I feel like all of your guys are the number one receivers and all the guys are running backs. They're just I think the difference is like they're guys that you don't necessarily think of in that mold.
They're
or
not
think of
sexy,
their
but they're
situation.
alone in their team. Like they are
Yeah.
the guys. Yeah.
No, that's the key right there. Is like sometimes you get lost in the names or whatnot, and you think like they're the same person, but like situations, and then years go by, and it's like you're completely missing the boat on guys that can actually produce for you.
Yep.
I was gonna be curious if when we were gonna have the run on tight end, so like Travis Kelce and T.J. Hawkinson. And
I
stuff
thought
like that.
about
But, like,
Kelsey.
I'm waiting
I
on my
just
tight end, man.
hate
Like
him, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my tight end. Like there's so many good options that I can like wait on probably
Yeah.
until like maybe 9th round if I wanted to.
Well, and even look at these tops. So Johnny Smith is listed as the tight end 2 on his own depth chart. Mark Andrews was horrendous by his own right last year. I like Ingram a ton
Yeah.
in Denver. I like Njoku a ton in Cleveland. Warren is a very sexy pick. Loveland, I'm not super high on just because they got a lot of people there, but I do think he's good there. Kincaid, great pick. Kraft, good pick. Goddard,
Yeah.
safe. Likely, huge upside. Fryermuth, the number 1. Hunter Henry, huge upside. Brenton Strange, massive upside. I loved him. He was listed as one of my top 5 tight ends in that draft class coming out of college. I loved that kid. I thought he was a freak. Just needed something. Tom's wide receivers scare me, is how I'll word it. I love Ladd. He's a target monster. I don't love Cortland, and Chris Godwin is good at football. Shout out Dre. I'll say that.
The Tampa Bay wide receivers are just like ageless wonders at this point. They're always gonna produce like very good, respectable numbers that you don't think they should, but somehow, some way, they always end up doing it.
He goes Caleb Johnson. Tom stealing in the Steelers' potential starting running back there.
Tyrone Tracy in the 7th round. Man, that's fun to see, honestly.
Yeah, shout out computers. I mean, we are getting into a territory where, like, I could be very happy with Jordan Love. I could be very happy with Brock Purdy or Justin Herbert. I really do sit here. Wow, where am I insane?
I could also see the upside in Caleb Williams like being there.
I could see the upside in Caleb Williams, and a guy that I had to scroll to find, which is crazy. The upside of Drake May is huge.
Wow.
That all being said, I want a guy who is going to be top 8 this year, and that is Bo
Nix. Okay. I don't hate that.
He was a freak last year. He's Sean Payton's exact pick. He has no fear. All they've done is surround this kid with potential talent. I'm so high on him.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I'm looking at. I'm looking at kind of the options at my disposal, and I'm trying to decide if I should fill a position in need. But honestly, I kind of want to get the potential right there, so I'm gonna go Rome Odunze.
Rome is interesting.
I mean, is he the number?
I don't hate him.
He's not the number one. It's DJ Moore, right?
It's DJ Moore, and he's not the gadget guy because that's Luther Burden.
Right.
What he is a very good wide receiver.
Yes, he is. It's all about is Caleb Williams going to be ready to be able to take that next step with this offense? That's all this is going to be.
And I think he will. I think it's a good.
Yeah, I agree with you because I mean they've done too much to that offensive line to protect him to be able to not have that happen. I thought about taking Brian Robinson, but like I wasn't 100% sold on him as an RB as my RB is one of my RBs. Maybe as RB3, I'm okay with it. Now that I think about it, but like I don't know.
Yeah, I love him. I'm a huge fan. I don't think. Are you talking about Brian Robinson Jr., right? Sorry.
Yes.
I don't think Eckler eats into anything. I think he gets a ton of touches. I think that Eckler's the passing down and Brian Robinson's the 3 down with goal line implications. And for me, man, I think Brian Robinson's a steal. I got him in Dynasty. Couldn't be happier. Mm-hmm. Tom said, that's why I picked Sutton. Yeah, true. If I'm going to love Bo Nix, I need to appreciate the fact that Sutton is going to be there too. I can agree with that.
That's true, and actually, like later in drafts, Marvin Mims is going to be a very good option for a deep. Like,
I do that so often,
draft.
man, where I'm like, oh my god, this quarterback is going to be such a freak of nature. Everyone needs to pay attention, and then I don't take anyone else remotely close to like who he'd be tossing to, and it's like, well, if he's going to be good, he's going to be throwing to someone.
Mm-hmm. Someone's going to have to take all those touchdowns somehow, some way.
I know, but I want if Evan Ingram comes back here. That's who I believe Bo Nix's best friend is going to be. And God, Meech, you slut. That's what we get for streaming the show while we do a mock.
Taking your boy Evan Ingram. Okay. Evan Ingram in the 8th round is some very good value, I will say.
I love Evan Ingram. I think he was great everywhere he's been. I traded him in Dynasty this past year to our commissioner. And he got traded like the next day. Jalen Warren goes. There he is.
Motherfucker.
That's $100. Greg goes $300. David Njoku goes. Jared Goff, your lookalike, goes. Baker goes. I am so happy that I took Bo Nix. I think you and Tom are the only teams without a quarterback right now, which is fine. There's a million good quarterbacks left. There's something empowering about taking your guy.
No, there's some very good
Agreed.
quarterbacks available, like with my later picks that I'm okay with. And honestly, same thing with tight end. There's guys at tight end that I would be very happy with getting with some of these later picks. So like I'm gonna look at just options available, and I'm so mad because like I really my running backs are so weak, but I really don't like any of these other guys available.
You're
So
you
I'm
you
just gonna.
have one starting running back who will probably be replaced, and a guy that should start that needs to replace the starter.
I know, so I'm like I'm really gambling there, but like I honestly just want to keep loading up on receivers and a guy that has my heart, Debo.
You're crazy.
I'm sorry. This is the first mock I've done all year, so like this is me getting the kinks out to try to figure out how
Oh,
how to
you.
like do this
Hey,
properly.
I'm not knocking it. You got some kinks.
I got a lot of kinks, that's for sure.
You
Yeah,
got. I mean, you got a lot of receivers. You can trade team. What? Trade one of the guys on the back end with all their freaking running backs.
I know, right?
Yeah, that makes me sad about tight ends. But like, for example, I am not mad at myself if I go into the season with Mike Gesicki and he's at
No,
174, and so I'm not even gonna think about touching those. Here's another thing though: if I'm gonna say a young quarterback is gonna have a good year, that means that somebody has to catch the ball, right?
hmm
Stephon
Stephon
Diggs.
Diggs. Wow,
This
there's been
reminds
so.
me so much of Steve Smith Sr. with Cam Newton. And I don't mean it in any version of other than you have an extremely good wide receiver who is
Mhm.
somewhat on the tail end, but in
Yeah.
a young, talented, big arm, running quarterback who just wants to play football. I think Stephon Diggs is going to be his best friend. I like Kyle
Yes.
Williams. I like Bourne. I like some of the other guys they have there. None of them have ever been good enough to even sniff the jockstrap of Stephon Diggs.
No, none of the. I don't know how reliable a lot of them are either to that
Yep.
degree. So like you want the sure hands to be able to kind of guide you in that aspect. So I think a lot of people are knocking Stephon Diggs going to New England and thinking he's washed or anything like that. But
Dude,
I think he's in a
he's
great
so good
situation.
at football. It's crazy.
Yeah, he I think he's going to be very good for this New England team. I don't know
Agreed.
like I don't know who else I would trust in that offense, honestly,
Kyle
with Drake
Williams
May.
is enticing.
He's enticing, but like do you trust him? I don't.
I trust him to
So
be enticing. That's pretty much it.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but who's to say?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's as close to him as I'll get. Tom says, I love Debo. I don't think it's that I hate Debo. It's that Debo is. He is Terry McLaurin. If Terry McLaurin and Austin Eckler had a baby, it'd be Debo Samuel.
Nothing wrong with that.
But all three of them are on the same team. It makes no sense. I don't see how Debo fits into that halfback situation. I don't know. I'm just interested. I'm very, very interested. He's too good of a football player to not mean something and to not matter. I'm
Right.
just interested.
All right, we got the run on tight ends, Tyler Warren, John Smith, and stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you, like there's some. If you wanted to keep going with receiver, there's some very good options here. Like Jaden Reed
Yeah.
is someone that I like a lot this year. I mean, Brandon Ayuk is still there, which is crazy to me that you can get him in the ninth round.
Yeah.
So
Ayuk, the injury scares
Michael
me.
Pittman is probably like the number 2 in Indy, which is still interesting.
I mean, yeah, but what is crazy is that Jaden Reed and Matthew Golden both sitting there. I mean, Golden, you don't take a guy like him. You know how much I'm obsessed with him. You
Right.
don't just take a guy like him and not put him in a position to win. What I'm looking at, though, to your point, is it worth drafting him over these running backs? The answer is going to be yes. Dobbins is interesting here. Scatabo, I love. I'm interested to see how they use him. Javonte Williams in Dallas, I don't believe in at all. Ramondre Stevenson gets replaced. Jordan Mason is such a he's getting inflated as the handcuff one. I don't hate it, but it's just not there. And so this is a time in which I'm probably going to take. Yeah, I said I would not do it. I'm taking Golden. I watched him play Georgia. I watched him, his tape, his combine, everything about Matthew Golden to me screams number one receiver. And I know Green Bay's ugly. Green Bay has 17 good receivers. Matthew Golden's the only great receiver they have.
hmm
That's simple.
I'm doing this now. I'm gonna get my tight end because I have to get that spot figured. Give me Dalton Kincaid. I think Dalton Kincaid, by the way, as the what is it? I'm trying to look at this, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th tight end taken is kind of crazy because I think I'd argue he's the number one target for Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean Khalil, but to your point, like meh. Meach wanted Golden. Well, suck it, Meach, because I wanted a couple guys you took. Yeah, I think Kincaid's fine. He didn't have a great year last year. Keon Coleman needs to take a leap. A couple of their guys do, so we'll see. It would be fun to save the drafts and see how they actually do via best ball or something. I do like that, Tom.
Yeah.
I always thought about doing like I honestly thought about just doing all of our mocks in best balls and seeing how they do, but I was like, God, that would be so many
just
modifications.
it could be either a disaster, it could be like just incredibly fun. I'm with you. By the way, speak of the devil, like the commissioner in my keeper league texted me while we're on air and is like, "Hey, are you joining fantasy again this year?" So I willed it into existence, apparently.
Say it again. I'm so sorry.
My keeper league commissioner like texted us like while we were on air and like asked me if I was coming back this year. So like I willed it into existence somehow.
Hell yeah, there you go. You did say it. Ranking takes Loveland and Dobbins. Meach takes Scatterbo and Keon Coleman. He's listening to the show. Smart man. It looks like Tina got bumped out like a little baby back wuss. Team is now good since you left, is what I texted him. Brock Purdy goes right before you, Greg. Were you going to take him?
I was going to take him. I got kicked out. What the fuck?
You got kicked out too? Okay.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I ain't scared. Give me Caleb Williams for here. In terms of like boom or bust, I'm all for the potential of the rise of Caleb Williams this year. And even if I don't take Caleb Williams, I'm all for taking CJ Stroud or Dak or someone in the 10th or 11th spot and then watch them potentially have really good years based on the talent around them and based on what's asked of them this year.
Yeah, I mean, after this year, Chicago will know if they have a quarterback or not. Is the simplest way to put that.
Right.
Is this year Kyle Pitts is good? Just kidding. Take Tucker Kraft. Even I'm not that stupid.
Bring that up to Davis. He'll fight you for it.
Well, he's just terrible.
I know, but like we want it to happen though, in the worst way. We want Kyle Pitts to be good. We've been told for so long
he's
that Kyle
terrible
Pitts
at
is
football.
good.
Tom says the computer teams are taking their second quarterback if I could take my first. And then Meach said, took Keon because I prayed he'd do anything on our keeper league, and he was a wet fart from a pick. Yeah, we did the 2-round inflation keeper, and so you take young rookies later so that you have them forever, and he took Keon, and Keon Coleman has just been gross.
It's only been 1 year.
Would some say a bust? Maybe.
It's been 1 year. Calm down, man. You are waving your flag.
Well, yeah, he's the bust. Like, there's no other receiver that is the bust. He's the bust. He was first round, Greg. I haven't missed yet.
I'm
going to miss on Trey Harris. Yeah.
I forgot he was a first-round pick. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
I'm going to miss on Trey Harris because of Mike Williams.
Okay. Trey Harris, by the way, did sign his contract, so he is in camp. Which, by the way, did you see the stuff about Shamar Stewart? Apparently, he's been working out at A&M in the offseason.
Yeah, I love it, dude.
I'm so happy. This
awesome.
Is a thing. So happy. Ugh. Tyjae Spears in the 11th. That would have been a solid pickup deep in this class because he's number one in Tennessee, right? He's got to be.
It's probably still Tony Pollard. He wasn't first round. He was second round Buffalo with the Chiefs with Worthy. When was he taken? 33rd pick. Okay. I
So
apologize.
borderline
He was the
first.
first pick in the
Borderline.
second round.
Borderline first.
You douchebags. Yes, you are correct. He was a second round pick.
Yep.
He was the first pick in the second round. Meech, I hate you.
Yeah,
And that makes me
even
super
looking at these
happy I
robo
took
teams,
Matthew Golden, Meech.
even looking at these robo teams, like CJ Stroud and Jordan Love as your quarterbacks at round 11, I'd be thrilled with that. Depending on like how the rest of my draft
Yeah.
goes with like the running backs and wide receivers I take, I'd be all for that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I need some more running back help. Yeah, this is a good group. Just to call out where my head's at, I like Rachaad White, so I get my handcuff. I think Jaden Blue is the guy to have in Dallas. I think he's a very enticing pick there. But I do really, if he can stop fumbling, I think Bashal Tutin's a really cool pick, man. Fumbling's a massive issue for him. He's breakaway speed, and you have Liam Cohen coming in, who kind of did that similar thing with Bucky. I think Bashal Tutin is a super interesting, enticing pick there that has a couple mechanics that are immature to figure out. But, dude, if he does in that offense, he's unbeatable.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the guys available because I also desperately need running back help in the worst way. But I'm just seeing the list here. I'm surprised like Jerome Ford is listed so low, and he's probably RB1 in Cleveland right now.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, I have it Judkins ahead of him easily. I love Dylan
But-
Sampson, but I have Jerome Ford ahead of him. We'll see what happens with everything. I don't hate it.
right? So
Tom
I'm
said hot take pick. Maybe.
yeah, but I think the potential for Jaden Blue is off the charts right there. I think he's gonna struggle this year because like he's so small. But like if Dallas can scheme him in ways that would just make that could just like open up the passing game, I think he'd be very enticing. I'm with you. I obviously don't like him as RB3. This is me like getting my kinks out, but yes, I would like him in fantasy.
I love Jaden Blue. Yeah, I think that he was great at Texas. I think he is my favorite running back in Dallas right now is how I'll word it. I think my issues with him just come from the unknown of what Dallas wants to do. But I do think it's a really good situation that he is posed to be a guy that will get opportunity. Fantasy production is it's your potential with your opportunity combined as your output. He has all the potential in the world, and I think he'll get some opportunity there.
Absolutely.
There goes Kyle Williams. There goes Eckler. There goes Rashad. I bet you the rank king. What does he have? Baker. He'll probably go Drake May here. We'll see what happens.
Are you ever doing two quarterbacks unless it's like super
Sure.
flex?
Sometimes I do. I do it when I feel like there's a value. Like, for example, I'm rocking with Bo Nix. Love Bo Nix. Think he's going to be awesome. When it comes back around, maybe I take Matt Stafford because I know Matt Stafford's good.
Right. And obviously, like it saves you in case one of them gets hurt and like
100%.
all that. But it's interesting, like because I feel like taking two quarterbacks is kind of like you're wasting potential because one's going to be your bench guy, obviously. And with
He's
like
going to be
running
your
backs,
first guy
receivers,
that's
you
cut
can.
when something happens. Is kind of where it's at. So.
And the ranking does take Drake May. Okay.
Oh, Meech takes JJ. Don't hate it. Wow. There goes Harris and Burden, who are two kind of big guys.
I'm looking at.
I mean, there's two names there I'm very interested in at wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on receiver
Thank God.
right now because I've got a lot. But yeah, I'm interested in him just because I think he's RB2 on this team. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Jalen Wright.
Oh, wow. Loved him at Tennessee. He was my sleeper pick in a lot of drafts for this upcoming year. Never did anything in Miami. Huge fan of the kid. I think he's a stud.
But he's also it was only 1 year he's been in Miami so far. So like, and you know how they Mike McDaniel loves to like rotate like four guys at running back there. So like I could see
Agreed.
him like getting some spells for A-Chain.
Yeah,
Going Jack Besh here.
Jack
Okay, I
Besh,
love that.
in my opinion, will be the number one receiver in terms of targets at the end of the year
Yeah,
for Las Vegas. Not named Brock Bowers, obviously, but I think he takes over for
yep.
Jacoby Myers, and he is what Lad McConkey was last year, and I couldn't love the guy more.
Marvin Mims in the 12th round is incredible value
Yeah,
for the
those are
guy
the
that
two
was
receivers I was talking
probably
about, man.
probably the top target guy in Denver, more than likely.
Yep.
How that's set up, yeah, man, that's going to be interesting. And I don't
Those
think
are
they
them.
took any I don't think they took any receivers that are going to get as much playing time either. So like, there's a really good chance that he'll absolutely show out in there.
Tom says, I love Justin Fields as my quarterback late. No chance he gets benched. Yeah, I mean, Brady Cook, Tyrod Taylor, there's nobody there that's really going at him, so I don't hate it, Tom. I just really do question the output of the kid. I think what you take there is his legs, and you hope his arm is good. What we saw from Fields, I won't even credit against him because it was an offense that was so absolute dog water that I'm not even going to fault Fields for being the reason. But what I see in the Jets organization is not an offense that is that much different from ours. I like Garrett Wilson. I like Brees Hall. I think Garrett Wilson has his worst career year this year with Fields, and I think Brees Hall gets replaced with Braylon Allen. And that's just kind of where my head's at for the Jets this year.
Nothing wrong with that. Just looking at a lot of these running back options because I really got to fill
Sure.
out the depth here. I forgot Nick Chubb ended up being a Houston Texan. That's not a bad late round flyer for him, especially if he's healthy. Like he
No,
could
yeah,
probably
yeah.
take he could probably take some of Joe Mixon's reps very easily. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
Trey Benson's not a bad pick either.
Trey Benson is the name that I really, really liked going in there, but for me, it was like James Conner is still somehow, some way, the guy.
Some way.
What I will do though, so I'm at wide receiver. I need running back though, so I try to balance out what happens in my bench, and so I will put my money where my mouth is, make this pick, and I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick.
Oh, Dylan Sampson. Okay. Seeing how the rest of this draft is kind of flowing along. I like some of these guys. Jalen McMillan is a really good value pick. I don't mind that. Yeah, I'm going to take Trey Benson. Why not? I'm probably going to load up on some more receivers to end out the draft just to be able to figure that out, but we'll see. Trey Benson, Ray Davis going. Cam Ward getting drafted as quarterback too. I don't hate that. Zach Ertz, Isaiah Likely. Okay, Hollywood Brown. Ranking, I'll be honest. I think your team is very well balanced. I'm curious to see where you go here. I don't hate you riding with Colson Loveland as your starting tight end. I'd be interested if you'd want to go somewhere else, but I think that offense is wide open to see how that goes. But Baker and Drake is very boom or bust with quarterback, but I like the odds there. Shakira's I think you need more receiver depth in my opinion, but that's just wishful thinking on that part. I mean, I have too many receivers, honestly. Seeing how the board's falling, there's some really good options here. I think Cedric Tillman's probably the number 2 in Cleveland. Leggett is a really good option there. Romeo Doubs could be healthy at some point. I mean, Alec Pierce isn't bad. Like there's some good receivers available there.
Hollywood Brown going that late's crazy. Hopkins going that late. Wow.
I forgot D-Hop was a Raven.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much, but what I do see out of him is he could take over that Mark Andrews role at the tight end, like red zone security blanket type thing, and I don't think that's bad at all.
I am not taking a kicker or defense, so I'm just.
Well, I think this is only of. Yeah, I think I have it set up where we don't need to because I have 6 bench.
Okay, cool.
So it's weird that it shows defense and kicker, but it cuts off here. So I'm not doing it either.
Yeah, I'm going to get some more receivers here, and I do like Xavier Leggett. I think he's going to be the number 2 receiver, so give me him.
Yeah, dude, Xavier Leggett is such a good wide receiver, and him being there, I think, is because we don't know what's going to happen in that offense. But I think it's a good pick.
Mhm.
We'll just look and see who I like here. I love Tillman. I think he's a 2. I love Chubb. I think he's a goal line stealer. I think Quentin Johnson's a bum. I think Keenan Allen's old. I don't love Calvin Austin. Let's look at what rookies.
Austin is technically the number 2 in Pittsburgh right now.
No, I'm just looking at rookies right now. If I was in a league where the you had the 2-round inflation, for example, what would I do? And dude, he's right here. Yeah, Jalen Royals. I can't stress enough how good this guy is at football and how Rashee Rice's role is going to be taken over by him. And if I am wrong, add it to the list of things I've been wrong about because I'm okay with it. But my gosh, is he good at football?
No, I'm with you. Like he's not gonna wow. He didn't wow anyone with his 40 time, but he's physical. Like, and that's something I think the Chiefs really need in their receiver room, like in the worst way. So like I think he's absolutely gonna get playing time for this team. So
yeah,
I'm with you. Just looking at some other like notable names on here. Jalen Noel is there. Tyler Lockett still in the league is crazy. Alik Iomenor is there. I really like him. I love that Darius Slayton is still there on this Giants team.
Oh yeah. Oh, Jerome Ford with Tom. I think it's a good pick. Wandale's an interesting one. Rashawn Bateman. So from Higgins to Bateman to Robinson, none of them make me go, oh fuck, I thought about that guy. Da, 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 da. Sarah says, Thomas Dean, come downstairs and hang out with me. Hi, Derek. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for lending us your wonderful, beautiful husband as we do our show. You should join the next mock draft, Sarah. We'd really love to have you.
That's cute.
Take off rookies only here. And that's where I'll go. My guy, Braylon Allen.
Okay. I like that. I was looking at him as my handcuff, but...
Dude, yeah. I mean, if I'm going to say it, might as well back it up.
Honestly, I'm just going to do this because he's technically the number 1 tight end in Pittsburgh. Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
I'm okay with him as my flex guy too, so be it. We got some more flex guys available for my last pick.
Eagles D. I did put in the chat, don't feel obligated to take him, but I knew Meech wanted to. The ranking taking Chris Boswell, that does add up. The
Boz. Yeah, people are doing which is understandable. Honestly, I'm going to do it because he is the number 2 receiver there right now. Give me Calvin Austin. Why not?
I don't hate it at all, man. I think there's a lot to love about the guy.
I'm not relying on him. Yeah, I'm not going to rely on him or anything, but if he is getting worked as the number 2 receiver, then by all means, I'll absolutely utilize him.
Let's go just to get Tom back to his lovely wife. Tennessee Titans, Alico Manor.
Okay.
Just to be happy. And there's our mock.
All right, valuable lesson learned. I need to do a lot of work. Wow, my team sucks.
Well, your number 3 wide receiver is either Blue Wright or Benson, which is tough. Your starting is Lamb, London, Hall, Hampton, Worthy, Olave with a flex of Debo Rome, which isn't terrible, but I think you're going to beat your head off the wall for Caleb Williams. So
I know. I need to do some work. So
we all do, which is why we mock.
This is all
baby.
Practice. This is all practice.
No more bench spots. No, you're good, Meech. I had said no defense or kicker because of the bench spots, but you should have had bench spots. Oh well, it's all good. thank you guys for tuning in very much. We will continue to do mocks heading up into the season. That's always a fun kind of part of the show, and so we'll keep that part alive here on Sleeper. And so I'll always hit you guys. And Sarah, you get your husband back. The show's over.
Gotta love it.
Cool. Next Thursday, we'll only be doing an hour show, Greg. We have a family friend, the guy that introduced Kat and I. His brother is playing a show at a local place, the Honey Meadery. And so we're going to go see him next Thursday, which I haven't told Kat about yet, but she's involved in. So probably do an hour,
awesome.
maybe an hour and a half show next week, and we'll go from there.
Nothing wrong with that, man. That's a fun, lovely excursion. That's a first day that I got another dog sitting duty anyway, so
There you
it gives
go.
me some time to ease into that situation. So
Cool. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Greg, good luck with all your dogs. You got a lot of dog stuff going on over there.
I have a lot of responsibilities, and I have friends who trust me with their furry friends.
For some reason.
Go figure. For some reason. I don't know what to tell you.
Cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Okay, we are out. Cool.